So, at day 57, you begin to make your way back to Furhold.
Mm-hmm.
And you arrive 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
On day 59, you then took 1 day there to just kind of acclimate yourself with the garrison and kind of get everything in order, and then let's go to your schedulings. So,
Okay.
Tobias,
Yes.
you decided to immediately set off towards Paulincourt to try and rally them to your cause.
Mhm.
It took you 2 days to travel there.
Cool.
However, you did not manage to sway them over to your side, and instead they kind of prefer to stay in their current alignment for now.
Fair enough.
You then returned back and spent the rest of the week with Retatosker and Agate procuring supplies over down south. Since Agate is very familiar with the areas around Blackforge, and you've been there quite a lot yourself, it was very successful, and you gathered 3 supplies. Or 3 barrels of supplies, basically. Things like munitions and food and such.
Cool.
Arvin, on the other hand, you and the Ainsworth sisters, along with one group of the mages you have recruited, went to scout the enemy positions.
Mm-hmm.
You managed to find out that Turpin has indeed traveled to the capital, and that he has taken up base in the eastern gatehouse.
Okay.
That took you 1 of the days. After that, you spent the coming 6 days. Actually, you spent 1 day with the Ainsworth sisters and Lance, traveling over to Crocia to rally support. You not only managed to gain support, but you actually managed to sway an enemy platoon of knights to your side. Increasing your knight count by 1 and decreasing the enemy knight count by 1. You then spent 1 day of training, and you gain 1 skill or spell point.
Okay. I will mark these down in my document.
The remaining 4 days, you, the Ainsworth sisters and Lance traveled around. In Dragon's Maw, you managed to recruit a group of or you rather managed to grab a group of the newly arrived Orolithian archers. Along with the following day in Wineport, you managed to acquire 1 group of mages.
Did you say Claudefall? I forget.
Wineport.
But
Yes,
Claudefall
I know,
was
I
there
know,
as
I
well.
know. It's just that in both Claudefall and Nordpoint, on the other hand, you managed to sway enemy troops to your side, giving you another knight troop to your side, as well as a troop of engineers. The second week, Tobias and Bang spent 1 day trying to come up with new siege weaponry. You tried a couple of things, but you didn't manage to come up with anything at the time. But on the other hand, due to your and Bang's combined expertise in gunpowder, you could easily convert the failed attempts to just more munitions. So you didn't spend any supplies.
Cool.
You then spent 1 day with Retatosker drilling the archers.
Yeah, because Ratatoska knows exactly what she's doing when it comes to archers.
Oh yes. Clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was a wise decision.
yeah. I mean, Ratatosker very clearly taught the archers about ballistics and the physics of airborne projectiles from throwing acorns.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that they
She
just
trained the
to
archers
use-
to shoot acorns, and then she could eat them once she shot. They shot them.
I was saying that she could have trained to try and hit a moving target herself.
Exactly.
So the archers did actually become a bit more skilled.
There you go.
After that, you spent 4 days traveling over to Crownglade to try and recruit them. You managed to turn them over to your side, and you managed to find Agravain there as well, who also came along.
Nice.
Oh, so aggravated moved from Nord Point then.
Yes.
Okay.
You arrived back on the 6th day of the week, so you took Sunday off.
Yep.
And you became a bit more happy about it.
Happiness bonus.
Oh yeah, you did discuss this.
The mystery happiness bonus.
For Oven, on the other hand, you spent the first day traveling over to Cortain, and you managed to sway a troop of Imperial mages to your side.
Mm-hmm.
You then spent 2 days of training when you returned.
Mm-hmm.
And you managed to get 1 stat point extra for each of them.
Okay, so 2 stat points.
Yes. You then spent the rest of the week drilling different armies alongside Yusuke.
Mm-hmm.
The soldiers was the first day, and you managed to actually come up with a new maneuver for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the soldiers can now use suppression round.
Okay.
The day after, you spent with the knights, the mages, and the archer, respectively, each 1 day. You didn't come up with anything new for them, but you managed to train them a bit in, like, marching and so on, so they all got a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then we have week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Tobias,
Mhm.
you spent the first day training alongside Eleanor with your firearms, and Eleanor got a bit stronger out of it. You kind of gave her a couple of advice when it comes to like heavier projectiles and so on, along with basically explaining some of your own armaments.
Mm.
And in exchange, she now has a bit more. Let's see, let me just add it. She now does 18 instead of 16.
Cool.
You then spent 3 days alongside Ratatosker, Agate, and Bang, trying to figure out the enemy here movements. And you discovered that the enemy seems to mostly be focusing on the east side of the enemy of Avalon, basically preparing for an attack from the east, since you're there.
Right.
You did, however, discover that Ganlon, on the other hand, has taken up fort in the left gate, on the western gatehouse, where there are less troops.
Okay.
You then spent 1 day alongside Bang training the engineers. And you managed to train them a bit, and they got a bit more skilled with explosives.
Awesome.
Let's see. You then spent 1 day doing some personal training.
You.
And you got 1 more point of stat.
Okay. Was that a main? I forgot. Was that a main stat? Increase?
Yeah, main stat, so...
When you say 1 point, does that follow the rule of 1 point of int, strength, agility, and 2 points of HP
Yes.
MP. Okay.
I would like to increase my intelligence.
You then decided to take you then decided to take the Sunday off again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the third week, Arwen, Yusuke, Michael, and Minerva, along with one of the troops of soldiers, headed out to procure supplies.
Mm-hmm.
You headed over to Dragon's Maw to try and gather some from the traders there, and you did quite well, especially since Michael is quite skilled with words. He managed to charm a female merchant.
I
And
slapped him afterwards.
yeah, but he did give you +3 supplies.
Yeah.
You then spent the remaining 3 days of the week, along with the first day of the next week, trying to improve the arsenal. You tried to come up with a way to fasten swords to arrows.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work very well, and on the Sunday of trying, the kind of house that you were using as a workshop was looking very much like a hedgehog with swords sticking out of the roof everywhere. Which was within, of course, eyeshot of Tobias's hammock.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was an entertaining day.
As expected of our conversation yesterday.
Yes, Tobias, during that Sunday, you had like... You managed to find this like exotic fruit that had been imported and gotten in with the supplies. It was apparently called a coconut, but you didn't really know how to open it, so you kind of just held it up, looking at it. Suddenly a sword came flying by, slicing off the top.
Nice. I proceeded to drink the contents.
You did so, and got a bit more happy.
Yes.
Oh god.
Uh,
Arvin has depression now.
I can see what
She did
I
it
can see
already.
that. I can see the happiness buff.
yes.
What it's doing.
On the other end, though, due to the amount of swords sent out into the mountains during this 4-day period, you did waste 2 of the supplies.
Yeah, but that's why I went to collect them beforehand, hoping we'd get 3 and then be able to, and then we would still be a net gain of 1.
Yes. So
That's fine.
continuing.
You prepared for your failure ahead of time.
Continuing the 6 remaining days of your week, you decided to do some personal training and gained 2 stat points and 1 point of skill or spell.
Okay.
You then decided to head out over to Crownglade, which Tobias has already swayed over to your side, along with Ainsworth and Lance.
Mm-hmm.
And you did actually manage to sway an enemy archer over to your side, getting another archer.
Nice.
You then spent the day with Yusuke trying to teach the engineers.
Mm-hmm.
They learned how to not use explosives.
That sounds good. That does sound good.
And got
To
a
be
bit
fair.
more skill.
Good. Good.
And you then spent the last day, the Sunday, training again.
Mm-hmm.
And you gained another spell or skill slot.
That's what I was hoping for. Let's have a look at the story stock while you do Tobias's final week.
Meanwhile, Tobias, you took the Monday to sabotage the enemy supplies along with Ratatosker, Bang, and Emily.
Yeah, and 1 troop.
Yes, one of the soldiers. It took you 3 days to travel all the way out to the road that leads to Avalon, but you you did manage to slow the progress down by basically what you did was you laced the road with minor traps, like for example very small pitfalls that would just make potholes in the road and so on. So it wasn't obvious, so you escaped detection and you slowed them down by 3 days.
Oh, so we get 3 days added.
Yes.
Yay.
You then spent 2 days along with Bang in the shed that was now very leaky, trying to improve the arsenal. And you did manage to find a mixture of gunpowder and crystallized aether to the point where you had a compound that, when launched in a firebomb, would quickly combust and spread itself thinly as a combustible layer over the area it hit. So you spent one supply for this, but you now have access to flame bombardment.
Cool.
You then spent one day along with Red Oscar training up the soldiers.
Yeah.
And you kind of taught them how to kind of use the momentum they gain, like how to kind of almost follow up their advance, and they can now use spear point advance.
Cool.
And on that Sunday, while Arwen was off on the training grounds, kind of training all day, you lay in your hammock.
Yep.
And now he's a bit happier again.
Yes.
What is this doing? Like adding HP or?
I gained 3 Switzerlands.
Oh, okay. So you get 1 extra HP point for the next combat.
3 extra.
Switzerlands.
Yeah, so yeah, that's only 3 extra HP.
Yes.
Like you start off. Okay.
So then.
So it's not. So yeah, it's yeah.
That was
3 Switzerlands.
28 of the days.
Yeah, and we've got 3 more days.
Meaning
now.
that you now have, let's see, so you have 2 and 3, so you have 5 more days each.
I mean, we started day 57, right?
You arrived in Furholt 59.
Day 59, okay. And then we had 28 days from that. So day 59 was the first day, or was day 60 the first
60
day?
the first day.
Okay, so day 60 was the first day. So yeah, that goes to 88. And then, yeah, we have 5 more days. No, wouldn't it be 6 more days? Because didn't we have a delay of 1 day from the carriage interruption at the very start of the thing?
Yes, 6 days.
Okay.
Right, where's this list again?
Okay, so
Is it pinned? Yes, pinned.
plus 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And okay.
We have 6 days, yeah?
Yes.
I guess is if a attempted revolt has failed,
Yep.
does that mean that location can't be?
No, you can try again.
Okay.
It could have
I
just
guess
been
we're-
something like they didn't really believe in you because you didn't have enough resources and something like that. Now that you've kind of strengthened your army, you may be able to.
Okay. Well, I guess with the first 4 days, I'll go back to Poland Court.
All right. So it will take you. Let's see. Is it a set 4 or is it?
It says
I think it's
1
1 to 4.
days. It says on the thing.
Yes, I'm gonna go and check. Yes, 1 to 4. So it takes you 4 days,
Okay.
and then it's a success.
Cool.
And you manage to rally Poland Court to your cause. So that means
Yeah,
you have 2 days left.
I have 2 days left, yeah. In which case, I will go and improve Arsenal again.
Okay.
But this time, I will take Emma Ainsworth.
It will take you 2 days. And
Yep.
let's see. So the ratio is so that's 80-10, and it's 2 of you.
Holy crap! You're lucky.
You try a bit, and you manage to invent a more capable firearm, increasing the damage of basically giving an extra attack to each soldier unit.
Nice.
Wow.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's
Also
pretty
for
good.
reference, so Flame Bombardment,
Yeah.
it costs 3 supplies to activate it.
Hmm.
It can only be used once every 2 turns, or every 3 turns.
Yeah.
It deals 3d4 fire damage in a wide area, and inflicts severe burn that deals 2d4 damage on the enemy's next turn.
Is that for engineers or soldiers or?
That
I
is Tobias in particular. Like, you order the command, and you have engineers back off
Yeah.
that can use that
Okay.
from range, like a catapult.
So it's like an extra ability for me to use.
Yes, and it doesn't count as your turn. Like, that's a separate thing.
Alright.
And just to ask, what does suppression round do? Since I'm assuming
So,
that's
when any of you two are near a soldier, you can use Suppression Round and Spirit Point Advance. Each of them costs 1 supply to activate. Suppression Round inflict all non-boss enemies with suppression, preventing movement until your next turn. And Spear Point Advance is order the soldier to charge ahead, taking increased damage for 1 turn. But they deal severe damage to any suppressed enemy forces.
Oh, fun.
Oh, so that might be a good combination with fire bombardment then, because you can suppress their line of formation and then use the spearhead advancement to increase the damage they take.
It depends. How many supplies do we have right now?
19.
19. Okay. And how long is this battle expected to last? Roughly.
I don't know. Depends on how your strategy is.
I don't know how big Avalon is. I don't know, etc. I don't know if 19 supplies will be enough to last us for the entire battle if we're using suppression
Supplies
round
used
spear
for
point.
anything else other than those abilities for the purpose of
No.
the battle itself.
They are
Okay.
literally a resource for these things.
And the other abilities cost 1, but mine costs 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So and obviously I can only use that every 3 turns. Remember, it's not like I can do it every turn. So even if I, for example, used it 3 times and used 9 supplies, that's still 9 turns.
Yeah.
Which is a long time in combat. So I still think maybe we could get some more supplies, but I don't think we should necessarily
worry too much.
There
And,
there are locations in the town that have certain effects. Like, for example, if you find their barracks, you can raid some.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll have their own supplies within the city. It's a siege, so.
That's true. Also, regards to things, how many types of each troop do we have?
So in total, currently, you have 9 soldiers, 9 knights which have +1 to their stats, 4 mages which have +1,
Okay.
4 archers which have +2, and 3 engineers that have +2.
Where are these stats increases coming from?
From army
drilling and
drills.
stuff? Yeah, army drills.
Oh, so the soldiers don't have any. Oh, the soldiers. Oh, so all our soldier drills gave us.
Yes.
They got the abilities from
Okay.
the soldiers.
So it was +1 knights, +1 mages, +2 archers, +3 engineers.
+2
Plus
engineers.
2 engineers.
Okay, so +1, +1, +2, +2.
Yes.
Or. Okay. And does this include the people that we've swayed over to our side?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought we had more mage troops, but then again, that was just for that battle at Clawfall, and they were split by elements, so that's fair enough. Okay, so what have we got then? So 9, 9, 4, 4, 3, 18, 22, 26, 29. That's pretty good.
There's no harm in recruiting more.
Yeah, there aren't. And since you succeeded, let's see. That gets me to 5 points. The slot means I can take anything up to 5 points. Remind me, can I or can I not use my own skills in army mode?
No.
Okay. So taking layered cast isn't going to help me?
No.
Okay. And passives don't work either, or?
No.
Okay. So I can't use stabilizer.
No.
I mean, again, even I can't crit in that form, so. I am going to. What do I have in my Okay, I think I have 3 skill points. I do. Okay. Let me just check that quickly. 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. 1 day of personal training.
Alright, 1 day of personal training, and that is what role now again? It is a D. Is it D10? 9. You gain another skill or spell slot.
Slot. All right. And I can't transfer that down into a point.
No.
Okay.
That's 1
Another
day.
day of personal training then.
And that is a point.
I will stop there then, and I will add these 3 spare points I have to my skill points, taking it to 6, and I will spend these 6 points to take Power Surge,
Alright.
which I will copy into my...
That means you have 6 days to go.
4 days. 4 days to
Yeah,
go.
4.
Two
No,
days just for training.
4 days.
5
to go.
days.
Spent 2 days.
No, oh
Wait,
yeah, 4
did I
days.
already-
4 days. 4 days.
Did you just put Power Surge in there, or...
I didn't.
Oh god, it was already in there. I'm dumb as shit.
You already had Power Surge?
4 days.
Apparently. I guess I've just never used it. In that case...
Actually, you could turn it back on if it's turned off.
I mean, I don't have a turn on, turn off thing, but what it does mean is I can now take 2 skills equal to thing. I'll deal with that later then in that case. I've got 4 days left then, so... I can't do Rally at Pooling Court until the last 2 days, can I?
Yes.
Okay. Improve. See, I will, in that case, do 2 days of paired training with Yuzuki, because that's long overdue.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. That is a two D20s.
Yeah. Well, that's for the first
the
day,
highest
so
one
that...
is 13. So that is just above. So it's improved partner stat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just check then. Increase the value of Meisui then.
I can't choose that.
No.
Okay, so I couldn't make her have more HP, so she'd be less likely to die on me. Sad.
That's the first one.
Yep.
And then a second one. Oh, I need another one. Well, it's not probably gonna change anything. Yeah, 18 is the highest.
Yep.
Let's see. So that means it gain a
Another
team.
partner stat.
Is it?
It's only a 10% chance for a team attack, which would be 19 or 20.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's another partner. Let's see. There we go.
What was done?
I buffed Gale Force.
And self, okay. Nice. And then that leaves me with 2 more days.
Yes.
I will spend one of them with the Red Sisters and their tired uncle. Rallying followers at Pooling Court.
Okay, so that is 1 day, and it is 4 of you.
Mm-hmm. I told you I'd make you roll more d4s.
It is here digitally. 4, so you managed to sway enemy troops then.
What do we get?
So, pulling cord, you get 1 more unit of knights.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm 10 knights.
And I'm gonna go and have to edit down the enemy number.
Okay. I'm assuming we don't know the enemy number.
No.
Okay.
Let's see, that's the knight and units. Which is looking appallingly low nowadays.
Which is looking what?
Looking appallingly low.
Ah, okay.
There we go. And you have one more day, I think.
Yep. I'm just writing these in my schedule. Yeah, screw it. One more day of training with Yuzuki.
Alright, so 2d20s again.
Yep.
13, another buff.
For her. Yep. I went to click the tab to see what you changed, and I clicked one of my shortcuts in my my bookmark bar by accident. Ooh. Oh, that's good. It's really good.
Well done.
That was a good day. That was a good day spent. Okay.
So after having prepared yourselves,
Mm-hmm.
you are beginning to have a meet on the next day. You begin to have a strategy meeting. As far as you know, the Imperial troops are preparing to launch an attack eastward, and they should be preparing roughly at the same time as you arrive.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
Do we have any information on
yes,
any Orelithian reinforcements when they might be arriving?
they have already arrived. They are the archers you have. Basically, the original archers you had was Orelithian forces.
Oh, I thought there might have been a separate force coming from the west. Misunderstood.
No. However, you can send. So this is, as far as you know, currently. This is Avalon. The gatehouse, as already pointed out, you know that Ganlon is in the western gatehouse with less troops. You know that Turpin is in the eastern gatehouse, and you know that the majority of the enemy troops are on the east side of the river.
Yeah.
Oh, you did a very good job with this.
Hmm. Well, I'm seeing one huge problem with the western gatehouse.
It's not next to the gate.
No. The only way to get to it is crossing a single bridge over the river.
Mm.
You'd have to have a very small unit to get there, yes.
Yeah, and it's against Ganelon, which he would easily overwhelm on his own. So
Yeah.
I can't see much strategic benefit of sending any troops that side without significant support from us, basically.
If you, as far as you know, if you want to take the western gatehouse, I would recommend that you send a small, highly skilled force, rather than a large and try and do it in numbers.
So it would basically be the equivalent of a handful of us and some of our companions, rather than troops, basically. Or because I mean, we figured from the last encounter that our companions weren't strong enough on their own to handle him, so
yeah,
they're not going to be any different this time. But if we could might be worth seeing if we could stop him from reinforcing the east gate.
Currently, the main brunt of your forces are going to arrive from this side, from the eastern road. If you want them to arrive from other directions and so on, you can do so. Basically, feel free to start strategizing. You know what troops you have, and basically.
Yeah, the knights are they mounted? The knights
are mounted, yes. They're cavalry.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
Because I'm assuming these are both points of access.
Yes, those are 2 of the 3 gates.
And then this is the other gate here.
No, the third gate is over here.
Oh, right, okay. But this, so the gatehouse is basically a garrison for the troops.
The gatehouses are basically the ways to get up and down,
Up onto the walls, yeah,
and so on.
And just to confirm, they're made of stone.
Yes.
What in the city is made of wood?
Houses and
Just houses.
some roofs.
Okay. And that's all civilian stuff.
Mostly,
Pretty
yes,
much.
with a few exceptions.
Okay. So can't really go torching civilians committing war crimes. Not a good idea.
No. I mean, obviously, with the flame attack, I would be hesitant to use it in built-up areas. Because it would set fire to people's homes.
What sort of scale would we be looking at for this map? Like, if you just plopped us down on here, how big are you going to have us end up being for the actual combat, roughly? Okay, so very small.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose the other thing, I mean, I'm a giant, but no, there you go.
Yeah. Ratatosk's going to be larger than you.
Yeah, Attack on Titan.
I mean, we could technically just have, like, the entirety of our troops just form a gigantic pyramid and just carry us on the top of it. So that would work technically, but that would also be very stupid.
Do we know if they have any anti-air?
Probably just Ganlon, honestly.
The closest to anti-air the enemy has is soldiers, like they have firearms, so they can technically aim upwards.
But we also can't take the airship right now and don't know if we'll be able to.
Why not?
Because Lapis isn't here and we don't know when he's coming back.
That's true.
So while we can hope he comes back,
We don't have anyone else to pilot it in.
Yeah, we can't actually do anything with it ourselves right now.
I will say, also, the buildings with this kind of roof, the dark blue one,
Yeah.
they are made completely of stone and ceramics, so they are technically fireproof in comparison.
Do those also just happen to be buildings that have supplies and similar things in them?
No, they're just buildings.
Okay. Because they're placed in a very strategic way along the main road that we'll be surely advancing through. So. Anyway, good to know though.
I feel like maybe we have one group of people entered the on the western side to keep Ganlon busy, while the majority of the forces would enter on the eastern side.
I think if we have if we have all our troops eastwards, we can't really order them to do anything, can we?
You'll have to have a player over there for that.
Yeah, so we need at least one player over there, which means even if Lapis returns by that point, only two of us can go and say hi to Ganlon, not all three of us.
I mean, it would be stupid to go both of you there, because then...
Yeah, exactly.
Because then Turpin is over here.
Yeah, oh right, of course.
In the eastern.
Ganlon's, yeah. Turpin is over there too. But if we ignore Ganlon completely, he's going to be just running rampant.
But I will point out that you've seen how much regard Turpin has for civilians when it comes to progress.
None. At all.
So having him run amok in this area around here...
would probably potentially help us actually sway the city of Avalon itself to our side.
Yeah. I mean, if we can hold them up in the gatehouse and then just use our flame barrage on the gatehouse.
Even then, I'm not sure flame barrage would melt stone.
No, but if it's setting fire to things, like the whole point is like, you know, Turpin's going to set fire to shit.
Yeah. I wonder, if we set fire to the western gatehouse using flame bombardment, would that keep Ganlon stuck inside it?
No.
Probably not.
No, okay.
He's a wind attuned, he's just going to do whatever the hell he
Yeah,
wants.
but it's also napalm.
And
so,
he can blink.
You know. Yeah, he can blink, that's true.
I mean, I would be surprised if that did stop him, to be honest. But your average soldier probably would. The problem is getting it to catch fire.
Yeah.
It would be a very good use. Plus, we'd have to commit engineers over on that side to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe some soldiers and knights, like one unit of each, and one of us, with whichever NPCs we feel like could support. Maybe we could have Michael on that
He's
side,
going to be great over there.
and he could keep people sustained while we delay Gamelin, and then the rest of the forces deal with Turpin as quickly as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Also, while we're here, Tay,
But my
in the potion water of life, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to remember item storage limitations. 5 items plus 3 consumables. I have 3 items and 2 consumables, ignoring any uniques, because I think you said uniques don't count for item storage limitations. So, can I just what was the thing you made me do for int checks for the bullets, for the little trinkets? What roll was that?
D20.
Okay, if I roll 60 20s, and then solar resulting trinkets for a little bit of extra cash, is that allowed?
I guess.
Okay. Those are the results then.
You get 2 of them that are worth selling for 1 silver each.
Okay, so 2 silver, and the rest are just nothing, or like only a few copper, or?
They aren't worth anything.
Okay, so I've got one. So I've got silver's a 10 or silver's a 5. I forget.
10.
10. Okay, so I'm gonna just drop the bullets over there for you to delete. So if I add 20 to my currency, takes me to 151, and then it's 20 for each of those. So let's see, and okay, so I'll pay. Actually, we'll do this later. We'll figure this out later because we're strategizing right now. But I'll just have I'll have like just a bunch of like razors on me because I can carry a lot of them. That's really it. So thinking about it, who stands the best chance against Ganelon of the 2 of us, or including Lapis, the 3 of us?
I mean, having Void does kind of give you some level of resistance against Void, I guess, in a sense. At least you can use a Void to counter Void.
Like you can blink if he knocks you up.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I obviously don't have access to Void Affinity, so I suppose while it would remove the ability for those of us on the for the east side to use for any flame bombardment if Tobias went west, and Lapis going west literally just means he's going to die in 1 hit because of how Ganelon's execute works. Then yeah, that's not going to be fun.
All right, well, it's place me on the west. Place me on the western gatehouse, basically.
Yeah.
I'll be on that side, which means you're going to be on the eastern side.
Yeah, that sounds good. You should take Michael with you for the healing, I think.
Yeah.
Because you'll all need that. That's 10 HP a turn.
I'll probably take Gawain, sorry, as well.
Let me check his data if I've got it. I do. Oh yeah, he's got some. He's pretty tanky, so that's good.
Yeah, and he can give me adrenaline. So.
Yeah. Perhaps I might recommend Richard as well, because Richard has the 9 Spardas, which he can heal or damage with.
Right.
And what was his awakening again? I don't think you said, unless we can't use that. Make him use that.
He'll use it if needed.
He'll just use it of your own accord.
Yes.
Okay. And what does Agravane have? Because he's not in our NPC data.
I think he is, not just for you.
Okay.
Let's see. I think he's. Yeah, he's on Lapis.
Okay. Oh yes, of course, because Lapis needs everyone to see all the spells they can use.
There you go.
Thank you. Deal 4 water damage, heal allies, and nullify damage. It would be good to have Agravane over there as well, then.
All right.
Because he can heal all allies for 50% of their current HP. He can deal 6 water damage, and he can nullify up to d20 damage for 1 turn.
Yeah.
So
That
he's...
works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
if
we
we...
designed this group to basically mitigate, and
Yeah.
we could also, I think.
So those 4.
Yeah. Agravane and... Did you put Richard over there?
Nope.
No. What about would Agate's ability for button round work on a blink? I don't think it. I don't think
No, it can't stop a blink.
No. So
Wait, so is Richard not coming then? I'm confused.
I don't
I
know.
think I missed something.
I don't know what his skills are.
I was saying Richard has the 9 Aqua Spardas, which he can consume 1 to heal 3 HP or 1 to deal 2 water damage, and...
I don't think we should overload one side with healing, though. We still need to keep the rest of the troops.
That's
healed as
true.
well.
That is true.
Like, I already have Michael and Agravane for healing. I don't think we need a third healer.
Okay.
So
In that case, you
I would
probably
probably
most...
say I'd take Agate over here as well.
Okay.
And that would be... I wouldn't want to take any more characters than that.
Yeah.
I need a bodyguard. Agate's a good bodyguard.
Why not take Bang with you?
Well,
Unless-
I was gonna have Bang on the other side because
Okay.
as an explosive expert, I'd want him to be the engineers.
Yeah, that's good.
And depending on if we have the opportunity to, I was going to suggest maybe we could try and set up some explosives on the walls to cause breaches.
That sounds very good.
So obviously he would be good at helping with that.
Yeah.
So
Right. So that's all you're sending on the west side then.
Unless we want to put more people over there, yeah, I think so. Like, because we've got Yuzuki, we've got Minerva, we've got... On the east for healing, I mean, we've got Yuzuki, we've got Minerva, we've got Richard. Does Lance only heal himself
Yes.
for blood transfusion? No, replenish... no, it's blood transfusion heals.
Oh, yeah.
Something. So I guess that
we do
counts.
potentially also have Lapis healing as well. So,
We do, yes.
Um,
So... I suppose it's one. Do you want like someone more offensive on the west as well, perhaps potentially?
I will say one thing. There is
Yes.
one quote-unquote ally that, if they arrive, is gonna come from the west and not the east.
Ally that we already have.
No, not that you already have, but you are
Oh,
likely to
um,
get. Also, I'm gonna add these two because I've forgotten to add them to you too.
Thank you.
Well, one of them
Is
is
that-
partly on you already, but
we already have a meal, so it's not.
Yeah, we already have a meal. Oh, I know who it is. It's Oh god, he's the one person whose name I can never fucking remember.
I'm assuming it's the one you just added.
No, it's someone else.
We don't recruit Kane, so
Say, can you do the honors of reminding me who this person, what this person is called?
I guess not.
Okay. I don't remember the name, Tay.
isn't
You know who it is because it's the only NPC whose name I forget all the time.
isn't
No, he's not in my NPC list.
well.
Somebody from the
Sadly.
west.
Well, you know who it is anyway.
Well, it's not Kane.
No. No, it's
I wonder why it's
Brian.
not there. Actually, thinking about it.
yeah, it's like I know you've shown us the artwork. It's not in the NPC list, colored or uncolored.
Anyway then, continue in the meanwhile.
Okay. Wait, hang on. Quick question. What happened to Gaius? I forget.
He was
If anything.
defeated.
Hmm?
He was killed by a Mars.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
The fact I can forget that.
When Amaris took on a castle by himself.
He took an entire castle by himself. Yeah. In that case, then, so you have the Tobias, the 4 NPCs over there, plus the person who might come from the west.
Whoever that person is.
You'll see. I would tell you, but I think at this state, I'm happy to tell you, but like, I don't know. Just might it be a good idea to send Enoch over to the west potentially?
That's for you two to decide.
I'm fine with sending just the 5 of who we've currently got, but
I mean,
like,
is that anything to do with this mystery character that you seem to know about that I don't?
yes.
Could you tell me?
I'm trying to remember the name is the thing. Like the names and the name of the other guy who's related to him have both completely left my head.
I will
Is
say
it
that it's not like that.
Huh?
It's not gonna help to do that.
Okay. God, I literally cannot remember the names of like important people from season 2. Fiery something. Can you please just say the names? I'm actually hurting my head here trying to think of these.
You mean the flame of death?
I mean, that doesn't really help.
You take the kanji for flame and the kanji for death and combine them together.
Okay, but doesn't help.
Just keep going. It will come naturally.
Oh, the first thing, that was it. Kyan's reincarnation. Kyan's reincarnation, who's whatever. He's definitely not called Enkidu, but he's like Kyan's reincarnation. The immortal flamey person.
He was a child, right?
Yeah, but he's also got a big fuck off, like, discus murdery thing.
So since when was he coming over here?
Well,
From
since
the
Tay
beginning of
suggested
season
tonight.
2.
You what?
You did ask him in the first episode of season 3 if he would help you. And he said he'll consider it.
Fair enough. Well, if he shows up, he shows up.
Yeah, and that's why I was mentioning Enoch, because Enoch is wants to know about revival and stuff and things, and he just or figuring out how to die, I think, and he was like, well, this person who lives forever, maybe I can figure out how not to live forever from them. So
I mean, not really the right time to have that conversation in the middle of
no,
a
it's not. But they
siege.
might have. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. They
So-
might have had a team attack or something. In that case, yeah. But there's the 5 of you plus murdery flame kid.
Yeah. Now, how do we want to assign any units? Because obviously, Galen will have some units. So
I mean, are you going to take any normal troops with you?
that's what I was. I mean, I was thinking of it. Yeah.
Okay. So we have engineers only siege weaponry.
No, engineers can do like basically a lot of. They're very bad in direct combat, but they're good at like aiding for combat.
Okay. But soldiers are firearms, knights are mounted sword people, and mages and archers are self-explanatory.
Knights are mounted lance people.
Not lance people, and soldiers are just firearms?
Yeah.
Okay.
And bayonets.
They'll have that handler. Yeah. I would say 1 unit of soldiers and knights maybe on the west side.
Yeah, that might
alright.
help a lot. Yeah, because if you bring some soldiers, you have access to suppression round. Actually, maybe 2 rounds of soldiers, because then you can use suppression round and spear point advance at the same time.
All right, let's do that.
So
Then.
yeah, 2 soldiers, 1 knights, because then that should, yeah.
We'll do that then.
Let's see, soldiers don't have any buff to you. I'm going to do. Let's see. Let's use this icon to show soldier. Actually, no, that's more engineering. Let's see. This works for soldier. Let's cricket and all of that.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 soldiers and a knight.
2
I think.
soldiers and a knight as well then.
Yeah.
And knights will have. I mean, I could go with the old joke, or I could just go for something else.
What's the old joke?
This is mounted.
Yeah, good. Do it.
And knights have +1.
They're mounted, not mounted on horses. They're mounted on racing snails.
Yeah.
From Neverending Story.
Well, let's focus on the east side for now, and we can always come back to the west if you like me to.
Yeah. 2 soldiers. Oh, 2 soldiers and 2 knights. Or
No.
oh, I forgot. I didn't see you Wayne underneath the snail. I only just saw the snail. Oh god. So 2 soldiers, 1 knights, and Wayne just kind of leading the charge. With some healers, tank damage. It's pretty good west side. I mean, everyone else is going to be eastwards, so...
Yes,
We've
but you
got-
can send them multiple ways eastward. You can send them northward and go around Stone's Throw. You can send them slightly directly from the east and go through the Lion's Temple. Or you can send them all the way to the Outer Circle.
Oh, I mean, there's no reason to go to the outer circle because there's no gates down there.
No, but it also is far away from the gatehouse.
True.
I mean, what we could do is try in terms of trying to create a breach. Then maybe we could create a breach here.
Yeah, like somewhere around there or like along this sort of road could be very good.
So we could have a smaller contingent there to create a breach. Maybe we could have Bang lead that and to give us an extra ingress, which would allow us to, as long as we keep Ganlon distracted, we could use that to send a force to do a rear charge.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think... I mean, our explosives experts are Bang, the Ainsworth Quartet.
Yeah. Like Bang and Emma Ainsworth are probably the 2 most qualified.
Yeah.
For that.
They should definitely have some support.
So maybe we could have Lance lead that group with them and Bang.
Yeah.
Given that they're used to doing these sorts of skirmish, like smaller kind of tactics.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm just wondering how do we know how defended the capital is? Like where most of the enemy are located?
No, instead you figure out where the enemy generals are.
The question is should we give them some healing? Because there will be a small force by themselves. Like other than Lance's healing.
That's your choice.
What do we have left?
Hmm?
What do we have left?
They will be arriving from here, basically.
Okay, we have Minerva can heal target 10 HP.
Okay.
You've got Agravain over there already. Richard has his healing, which is 3 HP. 3 HP
There is
for each Sparta, and then 8 to 9 Spartas.
There is technically another healer, but I think his heal you want to save for specific situations.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Yeah. That's a one and done thing. So.
Yeah.
Wait, whose heal is that? I can't find it out.
Fast.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was a thing.
Yeah.
He's not in my NPC data. That's why.
Yeah, he's going to be the kind of
healer
LB. The trump card basically.
What, I don't see what's his skills? I don't know them.
Give me a second.
It's basically a revive, a 1 use per session revive on all allies.
Oh, very good, very nice.
Fully restores party once per session.
Okay, so fully restores party once per session.
Yeah. So
And
he
does
needs
that...
to be with the bulk of the forces, I think, if that
Okay.
works on our units.
Yeah, in that case, Faust is definitely the best one to take the northeast, to come from the northeast.
Yeah. So put Richard with the Ainsworth group.
Yeah, Richard with the Ainsworths, I think.
Alright.
And at least how many engineers have we got?
3. So at least one of them, I think.
One engineer and 2 soldiers, and maybe
One engineer. Are the mages specific elements, or are they just generally just mages?
They are in general comprised of like a mix.
A mix. Okay.
What, you think maybe a mage unit with them to help the explosives?
I think one engineer, one mage, one archer, and do you say 1 or 2 soldiers?
Well, if we're going to do that, just say 1 soldier.
Okay.
How many knights have we got in total?
We've got 10 knights. We've already got 1, so we have 9 knights left to come from the northeast.
Oh, okay. Maybe a knight unit as well.
Yeah, so 1 of everything then.
Because I'm thinking if we do manage this successful charge from the rear, we want knights doing that.
Yeah, we do.
Because they're going to be the most effective at it.
Cavalry at increase HP.
Maybe even have an extra unit of knights on that side as well.
True.
To just add to that, because obviously with the frontal assault, the knights are going to have to be reliant on breaches or gates being captured before they can enter, because otherwise they're just going to be sitting ducks in front of the walls.
That's true.
And archers.
Yeah.
I think that would be a suitable. Ninjas.
Soldiers, mages, archers, knights, and then one thing of engineers as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have 1 of each down south currently.
1 of each, yes. So an engineer.
We just need engineers.
Where's which one's the archer? The
archers are the ninjas.
Oh, an engineer is missing.
We need an engineer. We want a second knight as well.
Let me guess there, and then a second knight.
Yeah. So yeah, the engineer's job. So they'll get support from the mages and the soldiers to protect the engineers while they move up to try and create a breach. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming the mages will have a mixture of water attunement people, so they can obviously do supplementary healing and act as a supportive or an offensive tool to keep the engineers alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soldiers will obviously do the same, and then the knights, which we need 2 knights, not 2 soldiers today.
Let's copy the snail.
You just deleted it instead of changing the icon.
No, because they have different HP values.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think that to start with would be okay.
Yeah.
And then if we get the rest of our forces just on the east side on the board,
I will point out one thing, and that is that there is an enemy watchtower here.
Okay.
Well, that's why we've got. That's why we've got the aims. That's why we've got snipe.
Yep.
We could snipe it, yeah.
I'm just like Eleanor can just like blast a hole at the bottom of the tower and just have it collapse. It's fine.
It's quite big, you know.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
I mean, if we get them to take over the watchtower in the night and then set up the charges the day before the siege takes place.
I mean, if the watchtower got taken over the day before the siege, I think they'd get destroyed before the siege even began, sadly.
By who?
The entire rest of the city.
Well, if they committed that many forces to a single tower, then we'd win.
No, but they'd know that the tower was taken over because, like, the people around this point would know, and then...
What if they want us to win?
We don't know that. Like, the most we could do, I think, is, in terms of early prep, is who's the sneakiest person in the out of our entire catalogue?
I mean, Agate's pretty sneaky.
Probably Agate, Kane, or Enoch, I'd say.
We haven't recruited King.
No, you have.
He'll be here.
You have.
He'll just be here.
When did we recruit him?
When he punched my face in, and then I punched his face back.
You didn't succeed. You failed to recruiting him then.
No, I didn't fail to recruit him. I failed to kill him. I failed to win the money.
I'd join you if you
Yeah, he'll join us. He just needs money.
Right.
Like he
I mean, I got the
He-
impression we left him there the entire campaign because we didn't recruit him. So
fair enough. No, he's
we
just
left him in Goldport the entire campaign.
no, he's just expensive. Like
Okay.
he like you like I pay him money, and he deals 1.5 slash damage for every 10 every silver I give him, and 1.5 slash damage isn't very much.
But on the
So
other
you
hand,
pay
it has
20
no
gold
cap.
and he does 3 damage. He has what?
But that also means that there is no cap.
Yeah, the cap is how much money we have, which is not very much as far as his services
You
go.
can convert them.
If I give him 140 silver,
One supply is worth 1 gold also.
one supply is worth 1 gold, so that's 7.5 damage. So I can just give him a barrel and say, here's this is worth a gold piece, go and deal 7.5 slash damage to somebody.
Or if you really wanted to, you could give him 10 supplies.
75 slash damage. I mean, how much HP does Ganelon have?
I don't know. Don't have that information.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah, that's good to know at least. I mean, we have 19 supplies, and then we'll probably get at least one more. So 20 supplies would be 150 slash damage, which would be overkill. But we could just send Kane westwards. We could just send Kane west. That's what we would need to do. Just give him 20 barrels. Like all of these are yours. Now go kill Ganelon.
Good grief.
Is that a legal strategy?
I
we
mean, the
can do
thing is
so?
that he has to hit with the attack for that to work. Still.
Yeah.
And if the attack misses, then he still gets paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And deals 0 damage.
Oh God.
Not a viable strategy.
Yeah, that's not great.
In terms of supplies, Tay,
Yes.
for this breach that we're doing, how many is that going to cost supplies, and if so, how many do we need to commit to that breach?
It's part of the engineer's own equipment.
Okay, so it's not gonna have an additional cost other than what they're already bringing to the table. Okay.
Yeah,
Things like
supply
supplies,
costs.
things like the materials for building barricades and such, and explosives
Okay.
are just part of the engineer.
Would they be more successful if they got more supplies?
No.
Okay.
And just imagine we plan the entire siege. Lapis just comes into the room and sits down, and then we have to replan the entire siege again.
Mhm.
Like, this is what we plan to do. No, you should do this instead.
I've come from the future.
Do you want to drop the other pieces down on the table then, so we can see what we've got
All right.
left?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just throw everything else on the east side.
1, 2, 3. We've got 6 soldiers left.
Give me a second to just
Yeah,
throw everything
do the NPCs, yeah.
out. Let's see. Dun.
We're just all I'm just imagining this colourful assortment of people just walk up to the east gate, and they're just you can't come in, and there's a gigantic explosion from the south, and the entire western half gets wiped out by a ferrous storm. I'm just you're gonna listen now.
Let's try and get everyone to a relatively.
Also, quick question: the dam. I noticed the dam is there.
Yes.
What would happen if that broke?
The moat would disappear,
Mm-hmm.
and this area below here would be flooded.
So that's a bad thing until we get past it, and then we can break the dam, and the moat would vanish.
Basically.
But
Why do
we
need
can
to
still get over
break
to the
the
castle
moat?
from here, so
Yeah,
it's not that much
it
of an issue.
seems like a distraction more than anything.
It does. I was just considering it. If the dam had been here, it would have flooded half the town. So that would have,
been worse.
civilian-wise, yeah, but not as bad as fire.
Well, still. But
Let's see.
Still,
So that's
yeah.
at least all of them. And then we have. Let's see. So you have currently placed out 3 knights.
Yes.
Yep.
So that means you then
3
have
knights.
7 knights left.
1, 2, 3, Let's see, one more.
Yeah.
That's your knights.
Yep. 6 soldiers.
Give me a second to just organize them slightly.
Okay. Okay.
There's a convoy of snails.
Indeed.
Let's see, so 6 soldiers left.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, double. Copy.
6. Nice. Oh God, what are you drawing?
Horsey.
God. And then let's see.
God.
So mages, you have used 1 out of 4, so you have 3 mages.
3 mages.
1, 2.
And also 3 archers and 2 engineers. How much health do each of these have, by the way, just so we're aware, since they're on our side?
Let's see. The ones that had no boost, so the soldiers have 8.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that got 1 boost have 2 more, and the ones that got 2 boosts have 4 more.
So 10 HP for the knights and mages and 12 HP for the archers and engineers.
Let's see, 3 archers, and then let's see which one is. Is there anyone missing? There is the engineers.
2 engineers. Okay, so each like boost that we did gave them an extra 2 HP basically.
Yes, and increased damage.
Okay. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay. So which is more likely to be the one Turpin's at? Like which of these two eastern gates?
The gatehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like which
Yeah,
gate would he
he's-
defend
yeah.
if we attacked?
Whichever
Like,
one we're attacking, I guess. I don't know.
if we attack both at the same time.
Well,
Depends on how big the force is that is attacking.
mhm.
Okay. Because it looks like it's much closer to this gate, which is why I was
It is,
asking.
yes.
Okay.
The trouble with that gate is that the access into the city is a lot more crowded,
It is.
and while there's a lot of cover from the buildings leading up to the gate, there's also a lot more things that Turpin could set on fire.
Yeah.
So, whereas the other gate is a lot more open,
Mm.
and if we didn't have any forces on the north gate, then they wouldn't send any that way.
Yeah.
Or at least they'd have a smaller force there. So we could even give the illusion. Maybe if we gave them the illusion that we were going to attack the north as well, just so that they didn't
Yeah.
commit everything to the east gate, and then because we want them at the east gate, because if we get through on the breach, then we get to do the
Indeed.
rear charge on them. But we can't do that if they're in the north gate, because
Yeah. Quick question, Tay. How much HP does each gate have if it has an HP value?
if you're using an iron or a diamond pickaxe.
I'm using Kane.
He would. It would have like 10 HP, I guess.
So I could just give Kane 2 supplies and say go ham.
I mean,
Why would you
on the no-
spend 2 supplies to do something that we could do just by attacking it normally?
I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking of funny things while also hoping that serious strategies come out of them when they're.
I mean,
when they're
engineers
denied, because
can
They
get.
have engineers and mages with, like, fire
No,
spells
but
and shit.
especially engineers can like open a gate with just 1 turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't.
Because the idea I had, I guess, was we send a small force to break the northernmost gate, which draws their main force up there because they think we're attacking from there. Then our actual main force attacks the gate further east, and then they're all stuck in this place, which is difficult to maneuver through. And
But they'll-
hopefully
they'll see us advancing on the other gate, on the east gate.
not
Oh,
if they're over
I-
here, surrounded by houses and unable to see anything.
But they have.
They're on walls.
They-
They're going to
they're
be
on
able
the
to see
walls.
everything.
They have.
I have
They
a
have
bow.
archers and mages on the walls.
We have archers and mages.
Yes.
They're still going to see our army.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's not
Yes.
We
In
can't.
that case, should we perhaps try the other way?
The only
I mean, would they?
the only way you can quote unquote hide armies are if they're small enough and in very like in the crowded house areas.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that like how much would like if we did the opposite thing where we had a small force, like just destroy this gate.
Also, knights cannot hide. Yes.
Yeah, I figured as much. Like if we had like a force here that attacked this gate and whatever, while the actual main force attack this gate,
There's
then
more likely to be collateral damage that way.
there is.
If you want to go to the
But-
northern gate, it's probably the only reason would be if you want to basically try and target Turpin himself
Okay.
and take the gatehouse. If you take the gatehouse, however, it basically prevents enemies from using the walls on the east side of town. And
Like, if you wanted to get a smaller force to go and attack Turpin, fine.
I think that
but
would be good.
I don't see the value of sending forces much larger than a small group there, because
Yeah,
you don't want mounted units fighting amongst dense buildings. It's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, they're not gonna do well there.
No, they're going to get
Yeah,
ripped to pieces by
Yeah, they
gunfire.
would. And the other problem is with that is that like, again, like you're going up against Ganelon with 3 NPCs and a small group of, well, 4 NPCs. Again, I didn't realize you aimed under the snail. So like, if myself or Lapis were to go and deal with Turpin with again a similar sized group of NPCs.
We can't do that. You need to command the other forces as well, right?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. If one of us went to deal with Turpin, the other one could command the main forces.
I will say this: Lapis is
If Lapis shows up.
Lapis is
It's
gonna
the
show up
problem.
at a specific location
Okay.
in a
We
very
don't know
specific
that
moment.
location because
So
we can't talk to him. So
I will say
So
this:
we have to
don't-
organize the entire strategy without him in mind.
Yes, and don't count on him during like strategizing and like
Yeah.
leading troops.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier and I completely forgot it already. So
like
in that case,
send a force to deal with Turpin, by all means, but I don't believe committing the bulk of, considering how many units we have to move. This entire area here is not, to me, does not really scream easy to traverse or safe.
yeah,
I will point out
I
also
agree.
that you have a couple of NPCs that can take leadership roles. Those being, of course, Yvain, you've already seen. He's already taking charge of the cavalry on the left side. You also have, let's see where he is, if I can grab him. Emil,
he's just there. Yeah,
Rengao, Adriana, and Jermud.
yeah, that makes sense.
Those 4
mean,
can
if-
take leadership roles if you need them to.
So you could have one of them or both of them lead the bulk of the forces, while you and take a smaller group to do a Turpin.
That's
if you
true.
wanted to do
Quick
it that way.
question. Tay, from our previous experience with him, what's the highest damage he could deal in a single hit? Assume we didn't fail a mechanic.
Let's see. If my computer wants to respond.
Take your time.
Come on. For some reason, that one tab of my Google Docs is not responding. Come on. Come on.
Turpin has destroyed your Google Docs as collateral damage.
Literally every other tab works. It's just that one tab that doesn't.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
There we go. Okay, let's see.
The highest damage he can do, assuming we don't fail the mechanic.
20.
20
Yes.
to a single target,
Yes.
assuming we don't fail mechanics.
Yes.
Who's that?
If Turpin.
Right.
If I were to increase my HP, would that damage increase?
No.
Okay.
I mean, surely Adriana's more reliable than that, because she just rolls a d20. So she's got a 5% chance of dealing the same amount of damage.
Yeah, but the point is, if the maximum amount of damage Turpin can deal, even if we succeed all the mechanics, is 20 to a single target, then we can't safely take any NPCs with less than 20 HP, with like 20 HP or less to him, and risk out.
I mean, such is the cost of war. We still have to.
I will say this. One of them is a tank buster that leaves you at 1 HP if it's lethal.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is in his last phase.
I know we encountered the tank buster last fight.
Yeah.
And then something happened afterwards that killed us, and I don't remember what it was.
That's the thing that's after that.
Yeah, I know, but that's...
basically a heal check.
Okay, so you're saying that okay, so it happens the turn after, or does it happen in the same turn
No
as the
turn
tank buster?
after.
Okay, so... Okay. Okay, so ignoring the tank buster, which leaves it 1 HP regardless then.
Yes.
The thing in this last phase, how much am I allowed to know about that?
Just that it deals 20 damage.
It deals 20 flat damage.
Yes.
And there's no shenanigans involved?
No.
Okay. And is that damage that has to be a single target, or can he split the damage between multiple targets?
No, it's single target.
Okay. Is there any like inbuilt way into his kit
No.
that allows us to mitigate that or anything? Okay. Would we be able to burst him down before he can use that attack once we hit his last phase?
No.
So you're saying that it is going to happen?
Yes.
Is it most likely to target me?
Depends on who is currently there.
Well, I mean, obviously I would be going if I'm fighting Turpin, in the same way that we need someone to fight Ganelon. And that's what I'm trying to figure out,
You
is
just have to see.
if we quote-unquote held burst for the final phase, then would we be able to kill him fast enough to
No.
get him down? But if you say no, then...
No, because you'll have to have a very specific composition for that to work, and you would not be able to know that already.
Kane Ashpile. He's a very specific composition.
If it hits.
If it hits, yeah, I know. Don't worry.
Don't see the value in...
I'm saying it as a joke by this point, don't worry. I don't actually plan on paying him a
Either
single
way,
number.
like, there's no point planning around trying to keep everybody alive, because then we could end up hindering
Yeah, you're
ourselves.
War
You're
never
right.
changes.
God damn it.
This is why you stockpiled on those specific items that you kept telling me to buy, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna, once we've dealt with this, I'm gonna be, buying a crap ton
Yeah,
of
If
revives.
somebody falls, we have healers. If we don't have a heal, we have alternatives.
Yeah, that's
The only things I would say is bring a healer northwards, otherwise...
Oh, don't worry, I was gonna bring, Minerva and Yuzuki at least. So...
I'd also recommend to at least keep one sort of healer with the main bulk.
The 3 mages, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, who's left in terms of healing's ability?
Fast, Minerva, and Yuzuki, I think.
Yeah.
And fast is, I think, just the LB3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's literally
So-
just giving potion to people.
What? Oh, I mean, the mages can do something, can't they?
Yeah, they can do a small heal, yes. Instead of attacking.
Okay. Yeah. And there's 3 of them, so yeah.
Unless you want to move somebody from my side that can heal over, and I can take somebody else.
I mean,
Unless you decide and go to the bathroom in the meantime.
okay. I mean, thinking about it, on the one hand, Michael's, HP regen effect is far more potent the more people are in it.
Yeah.
He'd be able to keep all of the troops alive by himself.
But that might
Meditate.
seem more sensible than I've got Aggravating.
Yeah,
And a lot of nullifying damage, so...
Yeah. So I guess if Michael came back over here,
Yeah.
then would you want Minerva for the mix of the healing that then gives her heavy damage, or would you want a more someone more offensive like Enoch or Diarmid or Rengao?
Wait, is Rengao with us as well?
Rengao, yeah, he deals 30 fire damage to a targeted area, but takes 3 turns to cast it. He swaps the target's energy and adrenaline with their health, and he inflicts a debuff that prevents the target from using magic. Well, preventing known magic.
Wait, he swaps their adrenaline with their health.
Their energy plus adrenaline with their health. So if
Okay.
you have, if Ganlon has 100, I mean, assuming it doesn't work on Ganlon, but for an example, if Ganlon had 100 HP, 20 energy and 5 adrenaline, he'd have suddenly have 25 HP.
So if they had 0 adrenaline and 0 energy, he'd die.
Then he'd die instantly. I'm not sure Tay would allow that to happen, but talking
Cheating.
about Rengao's swap targets energy and adrenaline with their health in regards to Ganlon.
Let's see. No, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, figured as much.
Would it work on common soldiers? Could we just AoE Thanos snap all of the enemy soldiers?
I mean, technically,
It is swaps targets plural, so
Yeah. Could we just, if they had 0 energy because they weren't spellcasters, could we just Thanos snap them?
I mean, yeah, technically you could basically knock them unconscious if they had 0 energy and 0 adrenaline.
Okay, if.
So what we were figuring out is that Michael's 10 HP regen per turn could literally keep the entire our entire army healed.
Yeah, move Michael over to the east and I'll take somebody else.
Minerva has good single target healing and some heavy damage that comes from said single target healing.
Yeah, I'll take Minerva instead. That seems
Yeah,
more
so
appropriate.
yeah, Minerva can go over westwards then. I'm just imagining Michael walking over eastwards, high-fiving Minerva just like drunkenly yeeting herself over to the west.
Yeah.
I'm also imagining like the fact we put Minerva over there means like for all I know a story event will take place where Ganlon insults her and she just like uppercuts him and knocks his head off.
So do we have if we have Emil leading the main bulk forces then?
Yeah. So if we have Emil and Mike,
because they're best friends.
yeah, Emil. Wait, why are Emil and Diarmid best friends?
Oh no, who was it? Diarmid had bang. That was it.
Yeah, they was arguing about projectiles.
Yeah.
Have Emil with the main forces.
Yeah, Emil with the main force and Michael with the main
what
force.
would be the main force and in what formation? Which also applies technically for all the other 2 units. What
all of
formation?
basically everyone here, as far as I'm concerned, for now.
You need a way to get through.
Yeah. Also, as I said,
going to the gatehouse, you need a way to get in yourself.
as I said
Yeah, we
before,
do.
also a matter of formations for all your units,
Um,
and who do you want on mounts and not? Because basically anyone can technically grab a horse before this.
What do you mean?
If you want to
you want
mount
to-
anyone before this, go ahead and do so. You can do that as well.
Please phrase it differently.
Well, if you say that, then obviously it might not be Yuzuki.
I was about to give an instinctive answer, then I realized why am I giving that answer? And I realized, oh right, you phrased it horribly.
I mean,
I'm just imagining Yuzuki in a horse costume provided by...
No, Tobias said, no, because Tay said, who do you want to mount? And my instinctive answer is going to be Yuzuki.
Exactly. So I would secretly send a message to Rengao asking him to bring a horse costume.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to punch Rengao when he shows up.
He's already showed up.
Yeah, I punched him.
Yeah.
With the
I gave
Wasabi
him
enhanced fist.
I gave him a pat on the back. I was like, that was brilliant.
Oh god.
He has lost 4 out of his 14 HP.
Well, I punched him like this was but this is during the strategy meeting. This isn't during like the actual fight.
This is
He'll
on
have
the
it all for
morning
stuff.
of when you're heading out.
Well, is that when he showed up?
Yeah.
How could you do such a thing?
I just Yuzuki can heal him out. Yuzuki can heal him or something. I don't know. Just get him back to 14.
As compensation, Yuzuki must do this fight in the maid outfit.
No. There'll be plenty of time for wearing that once the continent's at peace. Anyway, I think having the cavalry in a V formation.
Alright.
There's 7 of them, so having them like start here and then work their way back.
Where do you want them, did you say?
Just put like the front runner like anywhere along this road, but just like in the middle of it, really.
Like here.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's good to start with. The soldiers, um, one group either side.
Okay.
Actually, hang on. How large are the gaps between each of the groups of cavalry?
Enough for a tight cavalry formation.
Okay, so I couldn't like have soldiers like between in the gaps between the cavalry so they could shoot the people so the cavalry
No,
can then
also the
charge past
cavalry
them.
would in that case run over them because
Yeah.
Yeah, I
soldiers
know.
can't move as
That's
fast
why I
as the
was
cavalry.
wondering. So if we have, um,
Put the archers behind the cavalry.
yeah, archers behind the cavalry,
Archers behind the cavalry.
like in like another triangle, I guess,
Okay.
or another straight line that works. It's like as long
Spread
as
out. Yeah, we don't need to take any tight formation.
yeah,
for
it needs to be
action.
tight formation. Yeah, like that sort of formation works. The soldiers, could they sort of creep between the buildings like before like the charge starts?
Yes, but in that case you are holding off the charge.
Yeah.
No, because that's what I'm saying is that if we just
So the
I
thing,
mean, I can't just
the first, so because of how things are, this unit will take one turn before they can start acting because of them having to travel over there. Tobias and your unit will have to take 3 turns before you can start acting.
Yeah. We're going to have to delay the east side to coincide with everyone being in position.
yeah, we are. So we may as well take the time to position everybody before we start
Right.
everything.
We
Like,
also want the soldiers to be forwards to protect the engineers and the
Yeah.
mages. So if you have 3 sets of are you taking any forces to your? You're going to need an
I was thinking
engineer.
of 1 or 2, but I want to do a full formation before we then start editing it. If that makes sense.
Since Emil will be leading the main force,
Yeah.
do you want him on horseback and with the basically follow the cavalry, or do you want him to be on foot?
Which is he most effective on?
I mean, he can work on either, really.
What does cavalry give him? What's the disadvantages of cavalry?
He can't hide in buildings, like areas with buildings.
Do you think he's the type of person to hide in
No,
buildings?
and also he will have to dismount which won't like take anything in that sense. It's just he'll have to dismount if he wants to do like some of his more skill-intensive ones.
I don't see any other than him staying with the formation from a speed point of view. There's no combat benefits for him to stay
No,
on
because
horse.
he doesn't have the cavalry buff. So
Yeah, so it would literally just be to stay with the
it
formation.
would
and then
mostly
dismount.
be for him, and it helps him if he needs to like get to a location quickly.
Yeah. In that case, have him mounted and sort of just like, I guess like sandwiched between these 3 groups or something.
I would recommend any individuals that you take with you go on horseback as well to get there quicker.
You will have to go through the house areas though.
Yeah, they won't be able to like be on horseback going through there.
Okay. What about the south? Would they? Is there access with horseback to get?
Yeah, they could get there on horseback.
Okay.
But then they'll just like leave the horses there. Or
Yeah, a
something,
lot
I
of
guess.
them are not really suited for horse-mounted combat.
No, it's more
looks
of a-
looks at the
more of
Ainsworth
a-
sisters.
I was thinking more of a speed thing. So, like for example, if well, actually, they've still got to go the same speed as the units they're taking, so it doesn't actually make a difference.
Yeah, so like if they're going to take 1 turn to get down there, like they won't speed up because they're on horseback. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So if we've got this formation, if we have the engineers in amongst the archers, perhaps,
All right.
and then the mages bringing up the rear.
You would need. You could take 1 engineer with you leftwards.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so if one group of engineers can open the door instantly, then yeah, take 1 engineer group with us.
All right.
Put 1 group of mages left and right to just be in the middle of the force, so they can keep healing. Sort of, like just sort of keep things like sort of left and right, like between like the cavalry and the archers, like in the little gap. And then we'll take the other group of mages with us. Let me just move myself to easy to see what else there is. If
I think you're having
if we
trouble seeing. You should see my screen.
I know, I can imagine. Don't worry, you've got HP bars above all of these. What I was thinking is, how long, like, how far can this unit move in one turn?
Since they are limited by the foot-mounted ones, they can at most move to here in one turn. The
Okay,
cavalry can move all the way down to here.
okay. And where do the enemies start? Like, are there any like outside the city? Are they all on the walls?
There aren't any visible outside, but they could be hiding.
If we were to delay the charge, or well, not delay the charge, I guess, but just sort of, if we were to position soldiers, I'm gonna start doing freehand as well, like around like this area, before the charge, would they then be able to cover the cavalry from any soldiers that sprang out of
Yes,
hiding?
but you'd have to move them there in the turns. Like you can't pre-position them there now. You'll have to.
Yeah.
You'll have to move to those areas.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
would mean any soldiers that are hiding would probably harass those soldiers trying to get in position anyway.
Yeah. Assuming they're not completely unaware of each other.
Well, I
Yeah.
would be surprised if they did not see several units of soldiers marching through the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
they're
not going to be able to stealth their way there.
Yeah. In that case, if we take you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. We'll take 2 units of soldiers with us then, the smaller group. And the other 4 can provide sort of covering, can just sort of, I guess, stay with the main force on either like 2 here and 2 here, and just provide general covering fire and whatnot.
All right.
I think that's the best way to do it. Ignoring NPCs for now. We'll get to those in just a second.
Right. What about the formations for the other groups then?
I mean, South Group formation. Once the breach is successful, the cavalry are going to lead that.
Yeah, but how are they gonna start, so to speak?
Well, the soldiers are going to lead the advance.
All right.
With Richard. The archers will be in support along with the Ainsworths. Lance could go forwards as well. At the front.
Archers in the...
Put Lance at the front with Richard.
See then.
Mages with archers at the same position. Engineers behind them. Put the cavalry on the flanks. And then the other characters can be in and amongst the range. That'll be the loose formation, I guess.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
And they will. Once they are ready, they will start in the outer circle's housing area, so they will start hidden.
Yeah.
And for the west, you don't really have much to put information other than yourselves. Really, but yeah.
We'll have Ewain alongside the cavalry.
In front or behind or next to.
He can lead the front of their formation.
All right.
Soldiers on either side. He can provide supportive fire, and then I'll have Minerva with one group of soldiers and Agravain with another, and then Agate can stay with me.
All right.
At the back. Which is going to be my bodyguard, basically.
All right.
So, and then obviously, well, I guess once the fight starts, the formation will probably have less significance, but yeah, just go with that.
Yep. And then Northern Force.
Let's see.
And where do you want to kind of appear? Do you want to split off from the main army, like around here, or do you want to try and travel around, and in that case also delay how many turns you have to before you start?
Fastest way there that keeps us hidden. I'm assuming making a direct beeline from the start to here would be the fastest way that still keeps us hidden.
Yes, you will have to move through the house there, yes, in that case.
I mean, that won't delay it by too much,
No.
will it? Yeah. So it should be fine.
I mean, it's taken me 3 turns, so if it takes you the same amount of time, that's... In fact, it shouldn't take you more 2 turns, based on the distance that I'm covering, so... Which is still fine.
I mean, also, like, the southern force will also be 1 turn, so I should probably get, I guess, there's 2 turns, depends. Because I'm moving less distance, but there's more in the way, so...
Yeah.
Let's see, then. So, I will take with... So, we have Amelia in charge. Michael can, like, stay in the middle of everybody, so his heal, like, catches literally everyone.
Let's see how big his actually becomes. Because it's not that big, I think. No, that.
I mean, it's decently sized, but maybe not on this map.
That's the size of it.
Can't see it.
Can't see it.
Oh, it's that way again.
It is sadly that way again. That is tiny.
I mean, that's quite big.
Well,
I'll
put it to 5, but yeah, that's the size of it, not bigger than that.
Okay, that's a little more reasonable. And that, if you shove him like right in the middle here, he should catch the 5 leading cavalry and Emil.
Put him on a horse.
Yeah, put him on a horse. And put him on a horse like right next to Emil.
Yeah.
Or just put him on the same horse as Emil. I don't care. So yeah, that should catch the main charge.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see a bloody thing.
What's wrong?
Just HP
Oh, you can't
bars
see a
everywhere.
thing. Okay.
There's HP bars everywhere.
You don't just turn them off temporarily?
No, I can't. That's the annoying part. Maybe I can. Let's see. Can I do this? No, that didn't help at all. Can I do this? No, that didn't help at all. I do this. Does that turn it off? Nope, it doesn't. Oh well. I'm just gonna have HP bars all over the place. Well then, the remaining NPCs and the North Force.
Let's see. I'm taking Yuzuki with me,
Yes.
obviously. Kane can just do whatever he wants, so I'll leave him for last.
I mean, he needs to be near someone who can pay him.
He can steal money from the enemy, can't he?
I mean, yes, but I mean, if you want him to really get value out of it.
Yeah, that's one attack per turn is 1 coin per turn.
No, it's he steals 1 coin from his target, isn't it?
Yes, but it also
Yeah,
means
per turn.
Yeah.
You can't do it more than once a turn, right? So that's 1 coin.
But like if he steals a gold piece, that's still
Yeah.
7.5 damage for his next money makes the world go round.
But it also means that you can't access the immense amount of damage burst he can get to.
That's true, but at the same time, like if I'm buying a bunch of revive items, I'm not going to have much money to pay him anyway. Actually, he'd be fresh meat for he'd just be like a lump of meat for a serpent to target. So yeah, he can come with me.
I mean, he has 20 HP.
Yes, and he has that regen as well, doesn't he?
Does he?
That stupidly heavy regen.
I don't remember.
Unless you've removed that.
No, he doesn't have a regen.
Okay, I guess it was just for when he was fighting me then.
No, I don't think he regen during that.
He did. I did like 8 damage to him, and then he just healed back 6 HP instantly every turn. You can go watch the recording in again, because it was like he picked up some sort of something, because the point was it was a reference to either reinforcement or transmutation, whatever it was that
Oh well.
what's his name uses to just keep himself healed all the time. I forget the shopkeeper's name. Anyway, Adriana can come with us because she'll love being in the houses. And Faust should stay with the main group for obvious reasons. Ringao, I think fighting fire with fire is not a great idea in his case, given how, like, to a targeted area. Unless, like, how big is the meteor area?
About maybe something like that.
Okay. And quick question to ask about specific language. Preventing known magic once. Does that include things we've seen once before from Turpin and Ganlon, or does that only include known magic from the scale of known magic taught at the College of Cortain?
Known magic means basically any existing spells.
Does that include things that Ganlon and Turpin use?
Not for Turpin.
Oh yeah, because most of his stuff is physical, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just augmented. Would it prevent that thing, like that status effect that then does a crap ton of damage if we're not healed enough?
No.
Okay, so there's no point in bringing him with us for Anchor of Grief.
No.
The reversal won't work on Turpin either.
No.
And 35 damage is not going to be great against him when we're fighting in crowded streets. So Rengar can stay with the main force as well. He can just like prepare to nuke the gate or something. I don't know. That just leaves Diarmid and Enoch. Diarmid. How much HP?
18.
18. And Enoch?
12.
12.
But on the other hand, Enoch technically can reach 24.
A lot, yeah. Yeah. Does Featherfall work on Turpin?
The poison, yes.
Yes. And Falcon's Wing means he can't really be targeted by Turpin directly.
Yes.
So and Birds of Prey means we'll get higher crit chance. So we have we crit on 3s instead of 6s, ignoring adrenaline.
If you're in stealth, yes.
I mean, if he's in stealth.
No, he's to allies while in stealth.
Oh, allies who are stealthed. Okay. So in that case, but the crit boost doesn't really help us. But he'd be good for dealing more damage to Turpin over time. So I think he doesn't have much AoE damage is the thing, so he's better to just come with us, I think.
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, he's better to come with us. And that just leaves Enoch, who has Chain Lightning and Stun and the Raijins. So I think he'd be better to go with the main group, because he can just use Chain Lightning to just butcher everyone on the walls.
I guess.
And like if we're fighting Turpin alone, then like Chain Lightning's not going to do much.
No, but the Raijins is quite useful in one-on-ones.
Yeah, the Raijin is also good for the damage mitigation. Is that just for him, or is that for a target?
It's for him.
Right. Okay, yeah, like so he's. Hang on, how much HP? You said he had 12 HP, right?
Actually, no. Wait, it's much more than I thought. It's 4 times 6, so 24. So he can get to 36 HP.
36 HP. So in that case, well, I don't want the main force to be too weak. In terms of like named NPCs, they're not going to be fighting any named opposing NPCs.
Not really, no.
So if Enoch came with us, how is there a way to choose who's targeted with the impossible to dodge 20 damage attack?
No.
Is there a specific condition that he chooses who he targets?
I mean, the same way any of the enemies decide who to target.
your whims.
Yes, but they're grounded in logic of like who would he be the most willing to attack in this situation? Like,
The frail old man with the walking stick.
I mean, did someone attack him just before or something like that?
Okay, so it's the most recent attack.
Or if there was an attack this previous turn that was in particularly very strong.
Yeah.
Basically, if anything, he generated high enough aggro.
Oh yeah, okay. I wasn't sure how... Okay, so aggro's only counted, like, while he's charging the attack, basically.
No, it's counted the entire fight for every enemy you've faced in this entire campaign, basically. And only if I don't really know who they should target in a certain situation, out of that, I roll the dice.
Fair enough.
Generally, it's who's the nearest and who has done the most damage.
Okay. And well, does this 20 damage attack in the final phase have a cast time, or does he just use it?
It's just a use.
Okay, so there's no way to predict it.
I mean, it's predictable in the sense that it's on a rotation.
Okay. Roaring Horde, can that affect Turpin?
That's the stun.
Done.
It's a 50% chance, which with boss resistance would be a 25%, but yes, there is a 25%.
Okay, but Enoch still wouldn't be able to do very much damage in this situation, nor can he really do much, in terms of...
As long as there is another target, he can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but, like...
Including
we
allies.
can't really... Including what?
Including allies.
That is true. Question, if he used 6 Raijin...
Yes.
Can he use a Raijin to negate damage from Blitz Lance?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a reason his kit is very concise.
Interesting. While he has very good AoE in terms of the basic soldiers, at the same time, like, our army's probably going to be okay to deal with the Avalon army, I think. Especially with Michael's regen, Emil existing.
And more importantly, all the swaying you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that was really good. So, I think Enoch's okay to come with us in that case.
Alright.
And I think that's everything.
Yes, you just have to figure out how you want to organize the people on the North group. Because you currently have a massive mass.
Just a mass, basically.
Who's
We just protect the engineers.
Engineers at the back, then, I guess.
Back with, I guess, Kane and Enoch. To sort of, like, keep them alive and make, like, ward off any threats. Adriana at the front, but quietly.
Those are two words that don't go in the same sentence, you know.
I know, but there's a reason why, I say quietly. I don't want her making noise, but she can, like, murder people brutally if she needs to.
That's never going to be quiet.
What I mean by noise, I don't want her, like, whooping war cries. She's fine to just break buildings with axes, but...
That's probably... I mean...
The point is that I don't want the enemy to hear her coming, but the moment she sees them, she's allowed to literally decapitate them.
I mean, they're going to hear it coming anyway. She doesn't walk places. She propels herself forward.
I think I told you that knights can't hide. She is technically still a knight.
Okay, so she can't hide.
No. Yeah. The day Adriana does quiet is when she's dead.
If we knock her out, if we get Enoch to stun her, can Diarma then carry her until we get to a suitable place where we can let her loose?
Halfway through, you would have to let her down, move out of her way, re-stun her with a 50% chance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a willing target would have a higher than 50% chance.
I don't think Adriana would ever be a willing target to that idea.
If she understands the strategy, I'm sure she would.
Nah.
No, because it means you can't smash.
Okay, so here's the question then.
There's a reason they are the same genes as Amaris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, will she move at the same speed as us, is the question.
Yes.
Okay. So she can be in front with the soldiers backing her up. Behind them would be me, Yuzuki, and Diarmid. and the mages between us and the engineers, and then the other two bring up the back. So the mages can hopefully keep some healing going, because we really don't have any healing in this group other than Yuzuki.
Right.
I mean, we do, but I forgot that I had that
So
skill.
your group will start hidden.
Okay. Not for very long the moment Adrian takes
No.
a single step.
I
but-
mean, everyone in your group is hidden except Adriana.
So the party will so the enemy will just assume, some crazy woman with axes
I mean,
is
if
coming.
there was a watchman standing here, they would see Adriana moving, but they wouldn't know that there are other people behind.
Yeah, so they just assume I send like a couple of guys to deal with it, and then suddenly like a bunch of soldiers, mages, engineers, some.
Yeah, it's like you're playing Total War and put a cavalry, your general, on a hill with the rest of the infantry.
Yeah,
Or in the forest, rather.
yeah.
Alright, is that all the pre-planning you want to do?
Unless you recommend I remove Adrian from the equation.
No.
So you think this is a good idea then?
Yeah, I don't see a problem.
Okay. Actually, question: if she was with the main force,
Yes.
and she was on a horse and she charged with them until she got to here, and then she started axe slinging herself over to here, that would give them less time to prepare.
I also have a question.
Yeah.
If she's mounting a horse and she starts axe slinging, does the horse go with her?
No. No.
Yes!
No. God. I just had a horrible idea.
Eyes.
I just had a horrible idea. She axes herself up onto the wall,
With
and
the
then she
horse.
just gets off the horse and just has the horse just charge along the wall and knock everybody off.
No, she stays on the horse and just runs with the horse.
What? So when you dismount? So when we dismount in this campaign, the horse just like vanishes into your
No,
pocket or something.
She launches herself onto the wall with the horse,
Yeah.
lands with the horse,
Yes.
and then charges with the horse
Yeah.
on the wall
With the horse. Okay.
while on the horse.
Yeah. Okay. So
Spins her axes around like a whirling chariot of death.
God.
as long as she doesn't crit miss and hit the horse,
I mean, I don't think it would matter if she did.
it would bloody well matter if she. But fair point. Is that a viable strategy, Tay, that we can
I
pull
mean,
off?
sure. I mean, she and the entire of that family is based on Sengoku Basara, so I don't see a problem with that.
So what you're saying is that we can have Adrian like just here
Yes.
in the main group, put her on a snail.
Yep.
Not there, like
It
here.
could be the literal loose cannon.
Yeah, like she's gonna be there. Once she gets to about here, she can then just charge on top. She can then axe on top of the wall. I'm just gonna draw a red line for this. She can jump on top of the wall, charge along, and then she can meet us on top of the gate.
I mean, she can just enter the gatehouse from there.
Yeah, she could, but then she'd die to Turpin. Instantly.
I mean, that depends if you haven't reached the gatehouse at that point.
Which we probably wouldn't have because we need to get through the gate.
Yeah, fair.
Depends. Do you want her to move with you and then axe things when she gets there, or do you want her to launch herself on a horse in the air and?
The thing is that if she's going to take a turn to get to about here, right?
Yes.
And we're going to take a turn to get to about here.
I don't see where you're pointing right now.
Yeah, neither do
Yeah.
I.
So we're going to turn to get to the scribble that I've just put down.
Yes.
So then we'll get to here on our second turn.
Yes.
And she'll get to... Like, her movement will be to here, and her action will be to here on her second turn.
Her action would be the swinging.
Okay, so but then her movement, and then her... okay, so she gets here on turn 2.
Yeah.
She gets to there on turn 2.
Mhm.
And then turn 3, she gets to here, basically.
You could, yes.
So, and then she'd be able to help. So I guess so...
But you also have to
Understood.
remember that you are moving the main troop. You're delaying the main troop if you want to coincide with the rest of the units.
That's true. But Adriana can just do whatever the hell she wants, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
That
I
meant
mean,
that you technically
what's the chance of...
you technically have 3 turns. If you get to the gatehouse on turn 2, you have
Yeah.
3 turns to get to the gatehouse before she starts moving, or 1 turn before she even starts moving from here. technically, if you
Like,
want to
true.
delay her.
True. I mean, in that case, we could like just like set up base camp just here and then just sit there.
No, I meant that if you engage the gatehouse while she's still over here, she can come and reinforce from the back.
Yeah, she can come and help. I think that sounds like a good idea. Like, if we sneak into this gate, if we break this open on turn 2, then these guys start charging turn 2 potentially. Then, like, having it staggered is good rather than having it all happen at once.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it from a war perspective, like, if we have like someone runs into the room and is like, hey, they're attacking from every direction at once, they're just like, okay, send everyone out to every direction. And like, okay, we have someone attacking from the west, okay, go west. We have someone attacking from the east, and half the forces to the east. We have someone attacking from the south, and the rest of the forces to the south. So they're all split up. They're much more split up and less organized than they would have been before. So if we stagger it, so if the first groups to act are the south group hitting the watchtower, and the northern group hitting the gate around the same time, then they'll be split north and south. Then we have the eastern charge, which splits them further, so they have to go towards east. Then you start showing up on the west, and then some of their forces will peel off west to try and potentially help Ganelon, which then leaves them like much more scattered than they would otherwise be, because the people who are reinforcing the north and the south will not want to reinforce the north and the south when there's a huge force of 1 billion people coming from the east, if that makes sense. So the troops will have their travel time to contend with, by which point we've already like dealt with all the stuff. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, having Adriana with the main force and just doing her own thing, essentially, and reinforcing us like as this fight with Turpin starts. I think that sounds like a good idea. Also, what's the range on Fast thing? Is that just like the entire area?
No, there's just like nearby him.
Okay. Okay, so next session we're going to be doing this, and the final session is going to be the Charlemagne fight, I guess. Unless you think we can get the entire thing done.
I mean,
in
you're
3
gonna
hours.
start now.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I, to be honest.
Okay, in that case...
You took far longer than I expected on the strategizing part, so...
Strategy is good. Okay, well, I
You
have a
should
lot
know
of...
from our previous strategy sessions how long it takes.
Okay, well, before we start, I have 4 stat points, 2 skill slots, and 3 skill spell points to spend, as well as a bunch of money.
Yes.
So, I will try... lead cast is spells only.
Yeah.
Which means I can use Cauterize, Melting Point, Soul Burn, Updraft, and Superbolide in the same turn.
If you have the EP for it.
If I have the EP for it, which I do. Probably. And then, can I enter... I can also use Agniastra and Vasavi in the same turn.
Yes, because they count
kind
as
of.
spells.
Yeah. And then I can go into Army.
Yes, I think so.
Because Army counts as a spell.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And then Laird Cast vanishes when I go into
Yes.
Army. So I can't then do Kujikiri
No.
and then Ichirin.
No.
Okay. I think Laird Cast as a utility spell will be incredibly powerful for me to have here. So I will just grab it and stick it in, which gives me 4 more points to spend.
Oh, right, I completely forgot one thing. So each of you
Yeah.
get to choose one of the named bosses
Yeah.
and one of their faces, and you get to know one move they have in that face.
Out of Ganlon and Turpin.
And Magnus. However, you can't
Magnus.
access Magnus's 3 last phases.
So only phase 1 and 2.
Yes.
Well, I already know phase 1
You
and
can
2. So I
either
need to
know
ask any of that.
an act like a skill they can use or a passive.
I already know Magnus's phase 1 and 2. So
You both have one choice basically. You can do one each.
okay.
And this is about anyone, is it? Sorry.
Ganlon, Magnus's first 2 phases, which I already know, or Turpin.
I mean, I guess I'll just get some information about Ganlon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to confirm before you do that, and assuming this doesn't count for my knowledge or Tobias's knowledge, am I allowed to confirm that the HP threshold for his execute is 8?
Yes.
Okay. So if you drop to 8 HP or lower, he instantly kills you.
Yes.
I
Good to
figured that
know.
out last time. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it out as well. I just wanted to confirm it was 8 because I think the highest we had before that wasn't 8 was I think 12, maybe 10. Wanted to confirm it wasn't 9 at least.
So you can choose for Ganlon. He technically only has 2 phases. You can choose either one of his spells, or you can choose either one of his spells, one of his 2 passives, or one of his like unique second phase stuff.
One of his passives.
Okay. So then,
Oh, quick question, Tay.
yes.
School, the air spell. That's a bonus action, right?
Squall is what again?
Requires target to be launched, no action required, deal 4 wind damage. That's a bonus action, technically.
Is it? I don't think it is.
Well, it says no action required, so
Okay,
it can be used the same turn as updraft.
Okay, yeah.
Is what
Yeah.
I'm. Yeah. Okay. I will take that instead of another skill in that case.
Okay.
So I will just make sure my character sheet reflects that. That goes down 26.
So one of
Goes
his
down to
passives
0.
then. Okay. So, as follows. He has one passive in his last phase that always triggers 2 chaos casts per turn without cost.
Okay.
Ouch. Very ouch.
And Arvin, what do you want for knowledge?
How much of Turpin did we see last time?
All but the last 2 phases, I think.
Because what I remember is, I'm trying to remember. Can I just confirm things about what we learnt before that don't?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to vaguely remember because my memory has been shot for the past 2 days. I'm remembering things I've forgotten things I've known for years.
He has 4 phases. 2 of the
Yep.
phases have passives on. No, actually. Yeah, he just have 2 phases and no passives.
Okay, because phase 2. So I think what was it? He marked us for something. He tank busted me to drop me to 1 HP. Then the turn after that, the thing went off and killed me. How does that work? Does it just deal X amount of damage to everybody?
The first thing he did, you mean, in phase 2?
In phase 2, because he put a mark on everyone, I think, or someone specifically.
Yes.
Then he tank busted me, and then the mark went off.
On the start,
And
that is Mad Beast Cleave. On the
Mhm.
start of his next turn, he deals 3 damage to each enemy per enemy in sight. So for each enemy he faces, he deals 3 more damage to all enemies.
Oh god. Oh god. That sounds very bad. I suddenly want to remove some people from my group. Like, what's the lowest HP NPC we have in our group? And how much HP do they have?
Among the NPCs, the lowest you have is Enoch at 12, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then...
after that, it's shared between Yusuke and Dermot at 18.
Okay, so 18. And there's 5 of us here right now. Ignoring the unnamed
Yeah, okay,
groups,
yeah.
which don't count,
Yeah.
I guess. So we take 15 damage, which Enoch can mitigate, and the rest of us can survive.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Adriana shouldn't join us until phase 3, assuming that mechanic is no longer in phase 3.
No, it's not.
And I assume again for phase 4. Let me think. What would you... Tell me what his most dangerous attack in phase 3 might be. That as my knowledge, or the attack that you think is the most likely to be hellish.
I mean, there are two that I have think would be the main ones.
Two that you're very proud of.
No, that are just very complicated.
And complicated in the sense of positioning requirements, in the sense of
In understanding how they work, because they have math in them.
well, math is
Okay.
math.
Okay.
Whichever, give me the one that makes me most likely to be able to solve the other one with the knowledge that you give me, if that's allowed.
Okay, so Noble Lion Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Deal damage to all enemies.
Yeah.
Damage equals x plus 1 multiplied by d4, where x is the amount of nearby allies.
Yeah.
If after Noble Lion Sweep, one target takes 4 minus x multiplied by d4 instead, and only 2 targets get the standard effect.
Wait, so by allies you mean hit Turpin's allies?
Yes.
Which there shouldn't be any of.
Are the soldiers and his units classed as allies?
Yeah.
Not when they're dead.
I mean, yeah, technically, but that does require that to be dealt with.
Yeah, but that's more easily dealt with than other things. So just to recheck quickly, so you said deals damage of X plus 1?
Yes.
Or so
Multiplied
1 damage,
by d4.
4 damage to all enemies.
Yes.
When you say multiplied by d4, does that mean the result of a d4?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
right, so it's not even multiplied by 4.
Yeah, but like I'm counting on the maximum damage here. So assuming he has no allies, he can do a maximum of 4 damage to all enemies.
Yeah, it's for
Or
the
to one
first.
target, or?
That's for the first part. Yes.
Yeah. If after Noble Lion Sweep,
Yes.
so if it's a monk, so monk combos,
Yeah.
it does what? I
One
missed
target
that.
takes 4 minus x multiplied by d4 instead, and only 2 targets
4
take the standard
minus
effect.
1. So 60. So actually, so if you use off Noble Lion Sweep, they take
4 times 4 if he has no
yeah,
allies.
but minus X.
Yes.
So if he has more allies nearby, that does less damage.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Is that the one that could deal 20 damage that you talked about before?
No.
Okay.
Even at the highest value, that's still just 4 times 4.
Okay.
16.
That's true. Oh god. Okay, I also have okay, that's that done. I have 4 stat points to allocate, I think. I also need to put Squall in my list of stuff, because I haven't done that yet. Tobias, what did you get for your did you get points or slots or skills or anything? I forget.
Nope.
Okay. I forget. What did you get from your personal training then, if
I
anything?
think stat points?
1 stat.
And did you do that or?
I've already done it here.
Okay, nice. Just
It's basically inconsequential.
And then on the other hand, Tobias and Lapis are the 2 people who still haven't gained their final upgrade.
I've noticed.
This
I've
late in the
noticed.
game, they still haven't.
I've noticed. I'm very scared. In a good way.
I am the harbinger of the apocalypse. I mean, sorry, I am the leader of the revolution.
Okay, buddy.
Nothing to worry about, just a slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lead cast, just to recheck the rules on that. I can use any spell after any spell as long as I haven't already used it before.
Yes.
In the same turn, right?
Yes.
Good. Good. So, and Cauterize just heals 2 damage regardless of whether it crits or not anymore, just to check that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna change, I'm just gonna put in brackets just flat 2 HP heal. I'm just gonna make sure I have that listed down. Okay, and now for my stat points. I have 4 points to put in. Does Turpin have anything that drains my EP?
I don't remember. Don't think so. Don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay. And I was at 24. Superbolide. I'm 20 rather, but Superbolide does 2132.
Also, for reference, the people who can technically communicate mid-battle will be Enoch, Faust, Tobias, and whenever Lapis appears.
Okay.
They possess similar.
Yeah, they do possess void stuff. I'm going to be balanced, and I'm going to put 2 points into health and energy, thereby bring them both to 24.
Well, that basically means that you can technically communicate with both between the northern, the main force, and the western force, but you can't communicate with the southern force.
Okay.
It's alright. We'll just assume they're successful, because Bang will be exploding things.
Plus, he's been here before. He knows the place.
He does. He does. So my final stats are 24 health and energy, whatever the hell my base stat total is, for the other stuff. Some very powerful spells and skills. Now it's time to do my inventory. How much money does Tobias have currently?
None of your business.
How much money does Tobias have for the purpose of buying supplies for the upcoming battle?
I didn't realize we needed to buy more supplies.
Well, this is the last battle of the entire campaign.
Yeah.
We should probably get some more supplies.
I mean, Tobias will still need money afterwards for infrastructure and stuff. I can't skimp myself out.
Yeah.
You can just sell back any supplies you didn't use for the same price.
I mean, that will require some peddling to be done, because he's technically selling used goods at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Tobias isn't going to be spending any more money.
If your frugality costs us our lives and the campaign, I will be very, very annoyed at Tobias.
I'm thinking about the future.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about them now.
Yeah, that's the problem there. You're not thinking.
Well, there you go. We've got both covered. You're thinking about now. I'm thinking about the future.
Okay, Tay.
Yes.
Give me 3 invig pots, which drops my currency to 121.
Don't worry, Stella. My next character won't be this much of an asshole.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I'll be honest. Because
I have seniority over you because I'm a teacher and you're a student.
Yeah.
I can force you to mop the floors for what you did in the campaign.
how many did you?
Well, that's messy now.
3 in big pots. 3 in big pots. So that's 1. It's 2. 3. Okay. Then I can then get 6. Let me just recheck the journal not the journal stories doc to make sure I've got the right stuff in terms of items and whatnot. I also haven't actually managed to look at the campaign where you actually explain most of Magnus's abilities. So, but there's only phase 1 and 2 though is the question.
What?
When an NPC explained Magnus is fighting, Charlemagne's fighting style to Lapis, was that only the first 2 phases?
Mostly just the first phase.
Okay, which I already knew anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're not going to fight Charlemagne today, so it's fine. But I will just be sure of that. I got rid of my bullets already. I will buy... Let me just check. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7... Yeah, I've got space. I will buy 6 Water of Lives.
Oh, bloody hell.
I've got 121 currency, Tay.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to use that for paying Kane to deal damage.
We've got supplies for that.
Let's see, Water of Life, did you say?
Yeah, 6 Water of Lives, please.
Alright, 1, 2,
You got the
3,
infantry space for all these?
Yes, I've got item
4,
mastery.
Okay.
Like, the only items I have that take up
5,
space right now are
6.
my clothing
Mhm.
and my arrow and my 8 remaining arrows.
Oh.
And then it's literally just all of these alchemics. So I now have 4 in big pots and 7 waters of life, as well as 5 unique items being my glove, my bow, my ring, my sword, my dagger, and my book. 11611. God. Meanwhile, Tobias is going to be purchasing.
Nothing.
Arben is going to be pickpocketing. How much money from Tobias?
Nothing.
Let me,
I'm asking Tay here.
give me a second to just.
Give me a second. God.
I'd like to remind you that I basically have agate glued to my sword right now.
I'd like to remind you that we're currently fighting a war, and Aga will support the use of funds spent on things that will save your life.
I'm her boss, and if the boss says that I'm not spending it, then that's...
I'm older than
How
you.
many inventory slots do you have, Tobias?
I don't know.
Let me go.
I can't check your thing by deck. is
How
the
many
problem.
people do people normally have?
You have 5. You have 8 to start with,
1,
which is 5 base items and 3 consumables.
Okay.
And then if you have item mastery, you get more.
I don't have item mastery.
Okay, so you've got 5 item slots and 3 consumable slots.
4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8.
Before this happens, Tay, I'd like to send all of my money to my offshore investment bank.
Is this bank called Tenno?
Maybe.
Holy shit. Okay.
I'll just do where is it? So I'll do 2 things. First
Oh,
off
God.
is Tobias, give me a revolver.
Give you a revolver.
Yeah, you have 1 revolver, I think, somewhere in there.
There you go.
And take this instead, as your offhand, a replica.
What's that? A replica Thunderbird. Oh, sweet Maniac, you got a replica Thunderbird now.
Hmm.
And
How does the replica Thunderbird work?
then take, where is consumables? This with an unknown spell on it.
Is that one of the scrolls? Wait, unknown spell. How scared should I be?
Who knows?
What achievement do I sense from the scroll?
You don't know. You don't know that he has it.
Okay, but...
When did I receive these things?
During one of your days off,
Okay.
by a passing trader.
Cool.
Oh, God. So, just to confirm, is that a replica Thunderbird contender?
Yes. He not dual wheels.
Does it have the exact same effects?
Yes.
Okay. So, he now has a slight upgrade to his DPS once he's out of bullets for the original Thunderbird.
She's
And
using-
whatever the spell is... does Tobias know what the spell is?
No.
Was he given instructions on when to use it?
No.
Can he read?
I mean, yes, he can read.
You said no twice. I was hoping you'd say no a third time.
Good grief. Okay then, is that all the pre-prep?
Unless Tobias wants to spend money to buy valuable consumable items.
By spending
that's-
money,
yeah.
what are you thinking?
Tobias has a use for that money after this is over, so it's not being spent now.
Can I roll d20 to actually convince Tobias
You
to
think Tobias is
we're
being
fighting?
selfish when he's actually planning to use it for a very good cause. So
Can I roll d20 to try and convince Tobias of the severity of the war we're about to fight?
You can try and convince him of it.
But can I roll for it?
Yeah, sure. Roll d20 to convince him. You kind of get your point across, Tobias. You kind of understand how serious Arvin is taking this. Do you change your mind or not?
No.
Exactly.
Fine. Well, I can't say I didn't try.
Well then. So shall we?
Can I roll for sleight of hand? I'm joking. I'm not going to do that. We've already had this discussion twice.
I would like to roll for sleight of
Oh,
hand.
God.
I have 1 copper to my name.
Roll a
I'm not
sleight of
stealing
hand.
money.
No, roll an agility, Tobias. You steal the 1 copper.
Yes.
I have the I have the 1 copper anyway. Schrodinger's 1 copper.
Before Arvin leaves, I walk up to him and say, "Look, I can spare this," and I give him the 1 copper back that I just stole.
I just give you a look, recognize the markings on the coin, look at Radatosca, and just shrug and say thanks. Okay then.
Okay then. So, let's see. I'm going to count.
Roll a bunch of initiative
No,
dice?
so I'm gonna count initiative by the leader of each troop. So you two roll initiative for your troops. Emil counts as the leader of this troop, so he is the one which, if I can grab him, there he is. Represent that unit. And then Lance is the one for the south unit.
I didn't roll too bad this time.
Where is Lance? There he is. Let's see. And then descending order. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So then,
Wait, who has the 31?
Lance.
Lance, why does he have so much compared to like the others?
He's a badass.
No, because like I think I had a discussion before. Like his level is 15, right?
No.
What's 15?
His initiative, basically.
No, but it's no, but you added, but like it was roll 1d20 plus 15 on his roll.
Yes.
Where does that 15 come from?
His speed.
I'm just confused as all because
NPC initiative is not based on the level, but instead by the character's likelihood to move quickly or get.
Okay, so you just
Like slower characters are more likely to have lower initiative. Like I think Foss.
Yeah,
has,
it's just
I think like Foss has like a +5 or something like that.
Yeah, but like the players have +0, which is why I was confused. Anyway, we've had a discussion before. It's the end of the campaign. We now have to deal with it again.
Oh, good grief.
Okay.
That's right.
So Lance's group is first then.
Yes, and they have first to 1 turn of traveling before.
Okay. So Tobias's group is next.
And you have 2 turns of traveling, so you have 1 turn left after this.
Yep.
And Emil's force are going to delay, I guess.
For now, yeah.
Alright. Your group.
We'll move as far as we can towards Northern Gate.
You start moving.
The northern gate is just a stone's throw away, Stella.
Is that how far we moved?
No, I just had to grab. I grabbed a soldier by mistake.
Okay.
Get to here-ish.
Okay, and I will soul burn as well in preparation.
Wait, give me a second before you take an action.
Okay. It's a pretty big one.
Let's see, like that, and then
Get your
this,
cardboard boxes
and
out
then,
quickly.
where is that icon? There, and then copy, 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 copy.
That's a lot of soldiers.
Yes.
We should have brought Adriana with us.
I thought you did.
She's in the main group.
Um,
Because we didn't want her spoiling a surprise for us.
You run into a small ambush.
Okay.
And I'm going to also grab these just so I have markers for enemy turns.
Okay.
And
Oh god. Oh, okay, I see.
so then, next turn,
So hang on.
starting.
So the 31, 36 were for. The 36, 36. What was it? Oh, the 31 was earlier. Okay, never mind.
Yes. So turn 2, Turpin.
Oh, do I not get to act on against the ambush this turn?
No, because you got ambushed.
But I can't take an action in that turn anyway at
No,
all.
because you got ambushed.
Okay.
Right then. So the Eastern forces are gonna start.
Mm-hmm.
They deal damage to, or let's see how. So the soldiers, I guess, deal 3 damage to this unit of soldiers times 2, so 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
This unit takes from this and this, they take 6, and the remaining one can't target anyone currently.
Mm-hmm.
So they're dead.
So both of these are down to.
Down to 2.
Okay. That went by badly.
Yes, and this is an annoying. There we go. That one.
Okay.
Western forces haven't noticed anything yet, and you don't know where they are anyway. Lance, his group can now move. Where do you want it to go?
Okay. I need. What abilities do they have? Because I can't see what skills that Lancer movers have. I've got bangs, but not.
Let's see. NPC data.
I mean, technically, aren't they acting independently? Or
Yeah, technically, but I'm gonna ask you to at least give a general.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like the leader would, if there's any skills that the lead character could use as part of the. Let's have a look what Lance is.
They're
for.
currently hidden in the building area, like in the
also, quick question: how much HP does Lance have for the purposes of his kit?
24.
24. Okay.
I see. So he can do. He can prevent line of sight using his ability, which might be good for staving off damage as they approach. Does that when he if he uses that while moving?
No, it's around him when he uses it.
Okay.
It doesn't deal damage or anything.
So it's more of a once you've reached a position, it's got to be a stationary thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which case, yeah, I'll just have them. I'll have them approach, and then maybe just do a I guess just kind of study the tower and to see if they can gain in.
There seems to be a couple of enemy forces, mostly lookouts. So if you start to approach it, they may sound an alarm and call for reinforcement.
Okay. I'm wondering if maybe if there's a way to take them out then before
We
they...
do have the entire snipe quartet.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I know Eleanor has a way to basically just like...
Are you gonna spend turns on her to snipe them then?
If it means they can advance without sounding an alarm, then I guess maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It basically means they'll have to stop where they are, so say hidden this turn, and then next turn her snipe triggers.
Yeah.
That
But then,
sounds...
and do you say it was like 1 or 2 units, or just 1 or 2 soldiers?
1 or 2 lookouts, so like 1 snipe will be enough for the remaining archers to kind of pick off the remainings.
Okay, then yeah, I'll have them delay.
Alright?
And have
Alright.
I'll have Eleanor use her ability so that she
next
can...
turn the watchtower will be taking out then.
Yeah.
Western unit, you have... This is your last turn before you can start acting, so next turn you can start.
Yeah.
Main unit, do you want to move them or do you want them to keep delaying?
They can start moving now. There's already an ambush. Enoch can communicate, right?
Yep.
I can have them send word to Faust as an ambush, and for them to start charging, and for Aegeon to come help us out when she can.
they get down
Since obviously our cover's blown now.
to the market area, and Adriana can start moving to here. Because not all of them are cavalry, they get to there.
Yeah. Okay.
Adriana gets there. Your turn then on the west. On north flank, I guess.
Soldiers. How much damage do they do?
The soldiers deal 6 damage per attack.
Our soldiers.
Yes.
And how much HP do these ones have? 10?
12.
Okay, so if both of these soldiers focus their attacks on this group here, by the T.
Right, moving them into
Can take those out, hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. Diarmid deals... How much does he have any just like flat does Featherfall deal instant damage, or is it just poison?
It's just a poison. He can just do a basic attack though for 4.
Okay, basic attack the northwesternmost troop.
All right.
However much that was.
4.
4. Okay. Enoch. No, not Enoch. Cashpal can go and grab a coin from them. Deal a bit of damage.
2 damage.
Choose a random coin for him, I guess, if that's how that works.
Yes.
Yay.
It's a copper.
Copper, alright. They've got how much HP left now?
Let's see. 6.
6, okay. And Enoch's Raijin is the whole turn.
Yes.
I'll get into Raijin then. Yuzuki does how much damage per attack?
3, I think. Same as Katana.
Habakiri? So she's gonna obliterate them then.
Are you gonna use them right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna let her obliterate this group now.
Alright.
And that's I guess any attacks she has left over just get wasted if she can't use them.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will how much can the mages heal?
The mages can heal 8 damage per turn.
Get them to heal this group of soldiers since they're the closest to the rest of the ambush.
You can spread it, like...
well, I mean, they're both at 2, right?
Yes.
And so 2 hits to one of them will take out one at 6.
Yes.
So I may as well give all the healing to...
Yeah, you have 2 left, though.
What do you mean?
You heal...
But these guys are at how much HP? 4?
2.
2, so they have a cap of 10? Or
no, they have a cap of 8.
Oh, okay. Oh, in that case, then 6 to this one, 2 to this one.
Alright.
So this one should be... The southern one should be back to full, and the northern one should be... half done. Should be half okay.
Alright.
Don't forget your engineers if they've got anything they can do.
Yeah, what can the engineers do to help, if anything?
In this situation, not more than, like, they can... Like, they can mostly do stuff like erect cover and such from ranged fire.
Yeah, that would be how if they can put some cover down to protect us at this point.
It will take them a turn though until it.
Oh, so it won't be ready this turn.
No.
Do they have smoke bombs or something?
No.
Okay. I just instruct everybody who can still move to get into cover and have the engineers start working on something from a safe place that we can then use to like save us from the rest of the ambush. And I will now soul burn.
Where do you want the cover then from them?
How large can it be?
Like something like this in size.
It's going to take a turn.
Yeah, like across like just in front of me, because
then they will have to stand here in line of fire.
Just remember that if it's going to take an entire turn, that means they can't move next turn.
Does it?
Yeah, they will have to spend the next turn as well to finish it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, which means you can't move next turn.
No, I can still move, just that the engineers can't.
Yeah. So you're leaving the engineers on their own, basically.
Okay, well, hang on. If we have them make the cover in cover, can we then push the cover
No.
into?
The cover is them
Okay.
like putting down sandbags and stuff.
Okay. In that case, just have them stay
And
hidden.
digging a
Don't worry about the
trench,
cover.
basically.
In that way, they just have them stay hidden. Don't worry about the cover. Also, where is Enoch?
He's under the 6.
He's tiny. Absolutely tiny.
I mean, you're not much better. You do understand once you enter Abbey, that's what you'll see.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Oh.
Okay, so we had decent amount of success up north then.
Armament.
Back to Turpin's group.
Alright,
What was the D6 for?
armament.
Oh, okay.
Group,
Fenrir again. It would have been nice to get Grace Felger just for flavour. But I guess I've not had that in a while. But never mind.
let's see, so this group of soldiers is gonna see the charging Hydriana.
Mm-hmm.
And attack. This group of soldier then is gonna attack towards you because you're the closest target to them.
Mm-hmm.
24. So that takes you down to 16.
EP.
No,
EP.
18. God damn it! Then I have to recalculate the thing.
Sorry.
12. No, 14. This group of soldier is going to attack the closest soldiers. And this group of soldiers is going to move forward a bit while staying covered. Western forces.
Nothing yet, or
Some reinforcements have been moved slightly. I'll say. The Southern force then, they take out the tower.
Yep.
Eleanor and the Archer are forced to stay where they currently are. Do you want to move any others towards the tower?
Yeah, I'll have them. Yeah, because they can still catch up.
Yeah, so everyone else basically move towards the tower.
In fact, I might have Eleanor go in the tower and use that as a vantage point for sniping while the rest work on the.
Alright, so do you want any NPC or unit to kind of hold the tower until she and the Archer catches up? Because otherwise they can get to the wall at this point. Everyone else can get to the wall except if you want to leave someone behind to hold the tower.
I mean, there's nobody else to contest it, right?
No.
As far as I can tell. So no, I'll just leave it empty.
Alright. So you get to the wall then, and next turn the Bang and the engineers can start working. Where on the wall do you want them to do it? Do you want them to, basically, from this point, do you want them to go north or west, or south, northwest?
Let's see. Probably. I'll have them do it there.
Alright, they stay covered by the houses until it goes off then.
Yeah.
The explosive skilled ones have to move forward then.
Get rid of these.
Go, and the rest of them can keep whatever formation they still have.
other than the archers still back at the house, or are they up in the tower?
They're with Eleanor because they had to stay to attack.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is fine because they'll be bringing up the rear anyway. So.
I just zoned out for a second and then forgot one single
Western
thing.
force then?
I guess how far? What's our movement range? Can we approach the bridge?
Walking units can get to the bridge right now, like to the middle of them. Cavalry can get over to here, but you can't get more than one cavalry unit across the bridge at a time because tightness.
There's only one cavalry unit anyway, technically.
Yeah, but like Yvain counts as well.
Okay. Well, we'll just approach,
Alright.
but all walking.
You march forward then.
Yeah.
So you get to the edge of the bridge then, or?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't want to cross the bridge yet.
Let me then go and grab.
And where is he? I'll have.
Spotted the enemy. You're
I'll
still
have.
out of range for them, so you can neither of the sides can use firearms. Only archery can get this far.
Okay, I'll have Owain use Lion's Honor now because it doesn't
Alright.
appear to. It only disappears once he takes damage. So
Yeah.
I'll get him to apply that to himself now.
And that just reduces all damage he damage dealt by 25%.
Oh,
Damage
okay.
taken.
Damage
What does
dealt to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'll do that. I don't know when it says employ leadership, spread adrenaline. Where does he need to have adrenaline to do that?
Yes, it basically allows anyone near him to copy his current adrenaline level.
Okay, so he has to produce adrenaline in order to then use that
Yes.
ability. Okay. Does that mean that his attacking ability can crit?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's have a look. What does before I just hang on? I haven't. Did you give me Minerva's NPC?
Yes.
Let's have a look. Oh, okay. And then. Okay. Alright. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright.
I just wanted to check if. Well, actually, am I in range? Sorry, I should probably ask before.
You aren't in range, no.
I'm not in range, okay. That's fine then.
The main force then, with the male.
Are there any more enemies other than the ones hiding in the ambush?
And not that you have spotted yet, at least.
They can just keep charging them.
Right forward along information.
Mm-hmm.
Adriana,
What's her HP at?
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Yes.
Wow.
It's just literal glass cannon.
Yeah.
Or axe cannon.
Hmm?
Axe cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main group's in range for the easternmost of the soldiers, right?
The
easternmost members of the ambush
archers
level.
are in range of the easternmost.
Okay.
Like, the archers can attack the easternmost. The easternmost soldier can only hit the soldiers and the cavalry currently. And
May as well have the archers attack.
Yeah, but if Adriana moved into range of Michael's healing, would she be safe?
If she stands back with the archers, yes.
Okay. Or she can move over to us. And thing is, if she's at 10 HP, does she have any way to mitigate at all?
I think she has
Nope.
something.
Okay.
No, she
then
does.
she's-
She can negate up to D6 damage with storm orders. Gain full attention and negate
yeah.
up to D6 damage.
Okay,
Which
but that means
she
she
could have
only
done that
has
last turn, technically.
16 effective HP in that case, which will push Turpin's damage to 18 for that attack, and that will wipe out her and half the group. So, I think best if she actually stays with the main group in that case. I'd forgotten her HP was so low. Just have her move back into the main group
All right.
in range of the healing, but
I'd
out
get
of range
to
of.
use the ability anyway.
Yeah, get her to use like I probably should have specified that last turn as well.
Doing
God,
so, she will become the main priority for enemy to targets.
Okay, then don't then. Oh, so that's why I couldn't. She's not in my NPC data list.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't say it last turn.
Potentially.
But yeah, like, just have her like move back into safety.
And Michael, I'm going to activate his.
Michael's gonna do the ping, do the healing. Either
Charitas.
happy.
It's a full heal for her.
Yep.
Okay, nothing else with the main group then?
Don't think so. No.
One thing though, let's see, let me count.
Oh dear.
3. Okay, so copy this group then. There's an enemy group here that's been spotted.
Mm-hmm.
Not an ambush, so this is an interruption, but they've been spotted.
Mm-hmm.
Northern force then?
What's the HP of everybody who's taken damage right now?
2 and 4 for each of the soldier, respectively.
Mm-hmm. Mages can heal them back to full again. So 4 for one group, 4 for the other group. So they'll be at 8 and 6.
All right.
Have the southern group be at 8.
All right.
Yuzuki, no, Enoch. What's the range on chain lightning?
Roughly to like here from where he is currently.
Where would he have to move to be able to hit like which of like the closest one of these guys?
Here-ish.
And then that would then chain damage between all 4 of them.
Either all 4 of them, or actually no, it should chain between all these 3. The 4th one is too far away.
Okay, so and Blitz Lance can bounce back between the same target like concurrently.
Yeah, it prefers hitting a target that hasn't been hit, but if nothing else is inside, it will target the previously targeted.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's. So that's going to be.
He can do. I think it's.
It's going to be if he uses all his Raijins,
he can do
he's
6
gonna
damage
do...
to each of them basically if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that if he uses all his Raijins, he can do 6 damage to all of them. And the soldiers do 6 damage each as well.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, this time we're wiping out the ambush this turn, so
Why
yeah.
don't you attack with the soldiers first and then see how much damage is left over?
The soldiers each do 6, and these guys have 12 HP.
Right.
So the soldiers can either take out 1 by themselves.
Well, why don't you
or
have to take out this one and then him?
Yeah, that Yuzuki and myself and Giamma can take care of that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, that should be okay. So if Enoch deals 6 damage to these 3.
Alright.
So it's...
with all 6 Raijins and Blitz Lance.
That's an extra 6 bounces.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's an extra 6 bounces and it's 2
So the
damage
cap
for each.
goes from 3 hits to 9 hits.
Yeah, which is a total of 18 damage spread across 3 targets.
Yeah.
So 6. The soldiers can then take out these 2 groups by one soldier shooting 1 group each.
Yep.
Yuzuki can Habakiri again. See how much damage that. See how much. 8 strikes. Can that take out both of those groups?
No, only 1.
Only 1. Okay. She can take out this group over here then. Giamma can do a basic attack on these guys,
Yes.
which will leave them at 2 HP.
Yes.
And I will just Agni Astra to finish them off.
Alright.
Boop. Nice. And then the the engineers can carry the mages with them.
Give me a second.
Just move up. And Kane can come and like chill down here as well.
King can loot the bodies for money now.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He can go do that if he wants. I mean, the money in the pockets doesn't instantly vanish when they die.
Well, he has another copper coin.
Nice. 20% of the way there for 1.5 damage.
Yeah, the engineers can like move up closer to us, so they're more in cover, and the mages can like either come with them if they can move, be carried if they aren't.
Alright.
Whatever.
Just imagining the engineers just like carrying the mages.
Like carrying a sandbag on one shoulder and then like a mage on the other shoulder.
On the other, yeah.
Western forces then. They're going to advance and set themselves up to basically take care of anyone on the bridge that tries to cross it.
Yeah.
And they are going to attack for 6, which is reduced by 25. Let's see. This one 4. That's
It's 1.5 damage reduced.
yes. So they all just deal 4 damage times 3, so that's 12 because it refreshes each time.
Cool.
So he's down to 24 after that entire barrage.
Yay, he did his job!
And he gets
Whoa.
3 adrenaline.
Oh, nice.
Wait, how much HP was the app before?
He took
36.
12 damage.
Oh god, that's a lot of it. That's like he put all his points into HP, huh?
His attack. That's why I put him at the front.
Yep. He's good to have the Ganelon.
Southern Force with Lanston. So Eleanor and the archer is now in this tower, and they can basically reach anything up to the daggers, basically, with sniping.
Okay, I'll have Eleanor do a analyze because I know she's got the strategist, so she can get a crit bonus if she's able to spot enemies. She can buff herself.
She let's see then.
Unless she's got other skills that do something similar.
She spots at least one group of soldiers here.
Okay. Could you share the NPC data for those for the sisters as well?
Let me.
When you get a chance.
Actually, I just realized that Eleanor can do some real advanced
Shenanigans?
tactics in this.
Oh, frontline, backline. Oh
Yeah.
god. Oh god. Hang on. What's the range on frontline, backline setting?
Sight.
Can
She's
she
on top of a watchtower.
yeah, can she see the forces?
Yeah, she can see up to here, basically.
Yeah, okay.
So
She would designate the cavalry as frontline,
If you want to do that, yes.
and she would designate the engineers and archers as backline.
Probably, yeah.
She would designate Richard Arendite as frontline, Lance as frontline, herself as backline, and her other two sisters as backline.
Okay, give me a second here to check this out. So, red,
It says all allies equally.
red,
So
red, and where is the little one there?
pretty sure that's an equal distribution.
Let's see. So that is currently. Let's see. Where did you say Bang was?
Backline. I mean, he could be frontline if there's not equal.
I'll see. Mages, I'm guessing, will be backline.
Yeah,
That's
mages and
1, 2,
archers
3,
backline.
4, 5.
Lance, Richard, and cavalry frontline.
These two will be frontline, along with that, and the cavalry as well. That's 4. The soldier is another one, so that is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engineers backline as well, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so Bang has to be frontline in that case.
Yeah, that's fine. He's a bit of a bruiser anyway, so
Okay.
that works.
Oh, good grief! That's
here's the thing is that You can choose to swap them all at a moment's notice.
Yeah, I know.
So that's going to be very fun.
So yeah, that's her turn, and then
The thing is also that you have to keep in mind that once the Southern Force meets up with the main force.
Yeah, she can turn everyone into frontline backline.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is as soon as she gains, this is the other thing that she could do. If she gains sight of the entire Eastern Force, she could label them all backline, like most of them backline, and then whoever's with her frontline, and then she can swap the majority of the main forces inside the city, like further in. That's one possibility, but anyway.
Yeah. In any case, then, so the wall here has been breached, so you can now get in through here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Emma. See, it's funny because I put them as backline, but they've got increased likelihood to be targeted abilities. It's kind of funny. But anyway. Yeah, so with that breach, I'll have the cavalry go through first.
And prepare a charge, I guess.
Yeah. Can the archers see this unit that's been spotted?
The archers can't, no.
They can't. Okay.
The archers have slightly shorter range.
Okay. The archers will leave the tower because they can't attack anyone from there. So.
All right. Let's see. Are there any staircases now? No. The closest way up on the wall would be back at the entrance over there. So yeah, there is no way up onto the wall currently from the current position.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And what about everyone else then?
We'll have the other frontliners go with the cavalry.
All right.
And then everyone else can lead up and behind. Eleanor, she'll need to move as well because she can't stay outside for too long. Otherwise, her abilities will serve less of a purpose because she won't be in range to use them and stuff. So.
Yeah. She'll just stay there this turn since she used it as a watch point, but otherwise she'll move after that.
Yeah, I mean we got some intel and let's use some abilities, so that's fine.
And everyone else kind of just get ready to get through the bridge afterwards. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, in terms of her swapping, can she individually swap?
No, it's either all or nothing.
It's all or nothing. Okay, that's fine.
Alright. Western Force.
Okay.
And he's...
the Lion's Honor, is that stopped now?
Yes.
Okay.
And it refreshed 3 times, so it granted him 3 adrenaline.
Okay. Now that cost energy, right?
Let's see, it's 6, so yeah, so it's down to 6.
And he regenerated 4 EP this turn because he's got 3 adrenaline.
Yeah, so he is back to 12.
Okay, I'll use Lion's Honor again, and he'll charge across the bridge as he does it.
Alright, so back
and I'll have the cavalry follow him.
6, and Aileen is down to 4 now. And then he's gonna charge across, and the cavalry is gonna follow. He can get 1 attack on one of the soldiers if you want.
I'll have that just be a normal attack.
Alright.
But he obviously gets his adrenaline added to that roll, so.
5, so it's a crit.
Yeah.
So, let's see, so that's 4 plus 50%, so 6 damage to this soldier.
Okay.
And he gets more back up to 5 adrenaline.
Nice. Let's see.
If you want to get in range of the soldier, if you stand at the very bank of the bridge, you can reach the enemy soldiers from there.
Do you mean for ranged attacks? Yeah. Yeah, I'll have the soldiers go on the other side of the bridge embankments so that they can shoot.
Yes.
And
target what enemies?
So one soldier will shoot the one of the units that Owain attacked.
Alright, that's enough to take them out.
The other soldier will shoot one of the other units.
Right. The remaining NPCs and yourself.
Okay, so Agravain, that's a water. It's a ranged attack, so if he can get in range to do a ranged attack, then he can use aquatic lance.
Okay, Agravain gets onto the embankment. Then did you say?
He can go to the foot of the bridge.
Okay. And then aquatic lance.
And it says it always has 100% crit rate, so that's 6 damage.
Yes.
Instead of 4.
On the hurt.
So I'll have him attack the unit that was hit by the soldiers.
That's enough to take them out, and he gets 3 adrenaline.
Cool. And then Agate will... Now for her leaping strike, what's the range on that?
Not enough to get over the water.
Okay, that's fine. In which case, I'm gonna approach here and have Agate follow me for now.
Yes, give me a second. I'm just gonna do this, and then you and Agate just. I have almost no idea where you are. You are in there somewhere, I guess. There
I've moved myself already.
Yeah, I see. It's just impossible to see. There you are.
And then...
Yes. And Minerva.
Minerva similarly will stand with us.
Alright. Heal, maybe?
She could use heal on Ewenia. I still haven't attacked either. I need to remember.
Yeah.
I haven't attacked yet. So,
okay.
So yeah, rainy days for Ewain.
And he has taken 12, so yes, she gets 10 off the stacks. And let's see, so that brings him up to 34.
Okay, and then
and she gets 1
for my attack.
10 of these.
Because I haven't attacked yet.
Yes.
I will. Let's see. Now this is a 12 HP unit, right? Okay. And my base damage of my weapon is 4.
Yes.
So I will now for the contender ability. It says doubles the HP cap on ST. So that means I can consume up to 8, right?
Yes.
So I'll do that, which would take the total damage to 12.
Yes.
So I'll consume 8 health. So let me just deduct that now. So that takes me to 13.
You basically shout down the bridge, duck, and suddenly a beam of lightning shoots across it.
Yeah. So then
You no longer feel happy.
there you go.
I'm just imagining just like the happy bonus is gone now. You no longer feel happy. Also, I just
No, does that technically class as a killing blow? So it always crits. So it crits because I killed the entire unit in one shot.
Sure.
So I get Mastery of the Void, which means
Adrenaline.
I gain adrenaline. How much adrenaline do I gain?
12, 6. So 5.
So I'm capped on adrenaline. Cool.
And you're gonna be that way for the rest of this session. Well, for the rest of next session, because this is about to end.
Yeah.
Oh, were we almost done?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already almost 4:15,
Yeah.
so...
True, but like...
You took longer on the strategizing than I expected. So main force, quickly.
Yeah.
Main force can rotate by a few degrees and just destroy everybody in Lance Temple. Actually, better.
Archers, you have archers and mages.
We do have archers and mages, yeah. I'm just thinking of the specifics of what we can do here.
I mean, you have cavalry on your
12
left.
damage for each
You have
unit,
cavalry
so-
on your left flank that can charge in.
Yeah.
How effective will cavalry effectiveness be decreased in this area?
Considering they are out technically in the open and not in they're not like in tightly built areas like in the city. You get a full force, which is they deal 10 damage in the initial attack.
Each.
Yes.
And how much HP do these units have? 12?
Yes.
I want 1 cavalry to charge each of these units.
Alright.
with the soldiers picking off the right 2, and that cavalry that you just moved back to also charge the left one.
Okay.
So 1 cavalry for each, 2 for the leftmost one. The soldiers pick off the rightmost 2 groups as well.
Okay.
Snails fighting lightning bolts.
Yep.
Dun, and then this one will go and reinforce as well. There we go. And the rest of the force just moves ahead, I guess.
There might be snails.
The rest of the force... So what were you saying, Tobias?
I was saying there might be snails, but they're far from sluggish.
I'd want the rest of the force to sort of move ahead, but also try and move a bit to the left, to like closer to the Lion's Temple, just to sort of keep close together.
Alright. North group.
Let's see. Who's below max HP?
One soldier is at 6 out of 8.
Okay. I will just. The mages can deal with that. We can just keep going to the northern gate.
All right. Everyone continues along towards the gate. They get healed back. Mages move up. Engineers move up to the gate, I guess, and start doing their things. Everyone else follows along. Soldier is nearby to keep safety. That next turn you can get through that gate.
Nice.
That's it. I think. Was it?
Eastern forces. There are some movements. This soldier in particular is gonna move out of sight for you.
Where's this?
This soldier down here.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were stopping there because we're back at the top of the initiative order.
Yes, I'm waiting. I'm going for a certain point of it. You'll see.
Okay.
On the eastern side, having noticed the commotion outside, Ganlon stands atop the tower. So you'll come crawling out of the sewers.
You seem pretty out in the open here. I don't know what these sewers are you talking about.
You say that, but let's be honest, you're sitting in a dimly lit room in the back closet of a school or something, aren't you?
No, I'm right in front of you.
That's what you think. He says as he leaps towards you. Let's see, who here has voids? It's only you. Okay, he leaps towards you in particular across the bridge with an updraft.
Okay.
And he's going to brandish his scythe, trying to basically slice straight through you.
Yeah.
As he does, and before you have time to pull out your gun to try and counter it, a blast of fire suddenly appears in front of him, knocking him back over to this side again. Standing all the way over here, behind you, or rather on top of this ledge, is... let me just quickly do this.
I just remembered his name just in time.
Gary.
No.
Oh.
Stands this person. How boring. You couldn't have gotten further in at this time.
Well, I figured you wouldn't want to miss out.
He's holding something that Ganlon seems to have dropped. I guess
Card?
you need this. And throws it over to Tobias.
I guess I'll catch it and see what it is.
It is...
Is it a shiny Charizard? It's a shiny Charizard, isn't it?
No, it's a card.
Let's see what it is. It's... this.
Oh, you're doing that, okay.
You feel a strong... It's almost as if the call is asking you to shoot, like throw it in the air and shoot it.
Oh, hang on. I didn't even see it move to my inventory. Okay. I shall do so, knowing
Where
these
do
cards
you,
tend
where
to...
do you want to throw it? before you shoot it? Do you want to shoot it like over on this bank, or over on the bank next to you, or over the water, or on top of the gatehouse? Where do you want to throw this card?
I don't know. I will. Let me just think. What would Tobias do with this? He'd probably throw it at Ganlon and shoot it.
Okay, so you throw the card towards Ganlon and shoot it. As your bullet impacts the card, it drains a bit of your magical void energy from you. You feel. So you lose 4 EP.
Okay.
As your bullet impacts the card, however, the card shatters. And from the fragments of the card, a crystalline image begins to form. Which turns... into Lapis.
He's huge! I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Who is now currently flying straight towards Ganlon.
Nice!
That's gonna be... Oh. Holy shit, you God.
And that's
You're welcome.
We leave it at that, okay.
Yes.
Oh, sweet Mayneth.
Well, you know, Tobias. That's what Tobias would have done. He would have just been like,
yep.
Oh god, this is gonna be incredible.